Hello, everybody, and welcome to Turn the Page Season 7, Book 3 of Steve Jackson's Sorcery, The Seven Serpents. This is Season 7, right?
Yeah, it's season 7. There's 7 serpents. It's the third book of Sorcery. There's too many S's in this. They kind of made a tongue twister, which is really unfair to do when it's a book about serpents as well, because, they're going to struggle on that.
Yes. Steve's Seven Serpents Sorcery book is what we're going to be reading here today. I didn't know if I just got baited by the fact that it says the 7 serpents. I'm like, is this season 7 or did I just see the word 7 and I liked it? So it's one of those. The cover has a little guy, and I like the little guy. He's laser blasting an orb that is maybe a snake orb, probably, because 7 serpents? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he has one single earring on one side, which itself appears to be a small head of a man.
Yeah, it looks like, interesting.
He definitely looks like some sort of desert sorcerer type who is inflicting his magic into the orb, perhaps projecting it across the realm.
Yeah. We had a rough go of it in the last book, and it seems as though the rough go may continue as we at least weren't notified of being able to heal up in between this book and the last. Who knows? But I think we just go right into it and hope someone is just gonna show up and heal us up. Stranger, you're in a bad way. Here, eat these gummy bears.
We are very reliant on the kindness of strangers at the moment. We have no provisions and 10 health. And also, we're going out into an area that very specifically we were told, hey, you're going to be watched. It is dangerous day and night. Supernatural forces are going to be coming for you.
Yeah. I did think you were going to say we have no provisions and 10 health, and so does our character. And I was like, yeah. I do feel like I have no provisions and 10 health right now. But, all right. In we shall go to page 1. The dark storm clouds roll across the sky as you start your journey across the backlands. This stage of your trip will be the most testing yet. The plains of Badubak are unknown to the map makers of Analand. Although certainly uncivilized, the backlands are inhabited by nomadic tribes and solitary creatures. You'll find few friends here. No gummy bears. But you must march on regardless. The crunch of your footsteps on the rough trail rudely interrupts the eerie silence hanging in the air. Apart from the great wall of the city port behind you, the landscape is featureless, devoid of vegetation, creatures, or any structural punctuation to the horizon. An hour later, the barren waste has changed not at all. But in the distance behind you, the faint calling of birds can be heard. The noise gets louder, and you stop. They're gaining quickly on you. A sudden thought makes you freeze. Zaman Birdman? It feels like that.
Zaman Birdman, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Zaman Birdman, I haven't seen you since college. It's what it feels like.
Zaman Birdman from Econ
Birdman.
101. How are you doing, buddy?
How are you? How's the kids? You don't have kids? Who are you? Okay. From nowhere, a black shape drops from the sky. You duck just in time to avoid the sharp, outstretched talons of the attacking bird as it dives at your neck. You steady yourself and clutch your weapon. The bird has soared past you and up into the air to rejoin its group. 4 dark nighthawks now circle above you, ready to attack. How will you deal with the creatures? You may draw your weapon on 252, or we can use our magic on 178. It does use stamina, and we don't have a lot.
Stamina to use our magic. Fighting them will also take stamina if they ever hit us, to be fair.
Yes. So, I mean, what's up?
My concern here would be that they are nighthawks, which might be a supernatural creature rather than an animal. Because if we could use magic and perhaps talk to them using our green wig, I feel like if they were just birds, they might be able to be parlayed with, but maybe nighthawks can't. I don't know. I
mean, you gave us a potential opportunity to talk to animals, and now I can't think of anything else.
Absolutely. Let's go to 178 and see if we can have a little bit of a conversation with them.
178. Which spell will you use? Here are the words.
Wall of force, fog, Fog, I don't think you can use outdoors. I'm pretty sure you have to be indoors.
Yes.
And sunlight can't be showing, but it makes everything completely dark.
Yes.
Law? I think law is the thing, but I can't remember it.
I feel like it makes them like obey, but I thought
Oh, this is the cloth skull cap. You need that to make them like obey, maybe. I don't remember perfectly. Fix, unfortunately, I know we don't have the sapling for to just fix them in the sky, and mud, I also don't think we have anything for either.
I don't. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mud was real. Is it quicksand or?
Oh yeah. But you have to spread dust on the ground of some kind before you do that.
Also, I feel like trying to catch birds in quicksand is a very funny idea. It just doesn't seem like it's right.
They really got to be diving pretty hard to get that.
Yeah. I don't love these options.
Yeah, they're bad.
Like if law works, cool, but I don't know if
I don't think law is because the skullcap one was telepathy. So out of these, there's wall, which would just put up a magical wall between us and them, and there's law, which I don't remember a casting reagent for. So if it is like, make the thing amicable for a period of time, it wouldn't need a casting.
Yeah. I don't have faith in it. I just don't have. I don't like any of. I don't like any of these. And four stamina is what it costs for wall, right?
Wall's one of the default spells, so it costs 4 to cast it.
Oh gosh.
We could absolutely just draw our sword instead. I mean, worst case scenario, they kill us instantly, and then we go back here, and we're like, "Oh, we should probably use a spell."
Yeah. What? And oh no, we start over our adventure all the way from the beginning. So let's go. Yeah, let's go to 258. Let's just draw our sword. Oh, it's a. Oh my. You draw your weapon and wait for the creatures to attack. They circle quickly, picking up pace, until finally they dart down towards you in an attacking line. Their speed makes them difficult targets. Choose which you will fight and roll for attack strength. Roll also for the attack strengths of the nighthawks. If your attack strength is higher than that of your target, you have wounded it, but each nighthawk rolling a higher attack strength than you will wound you. And there's 4 of them. Skill 7, skill 6, skill 7, skill 7. We have 10 health. Losing one roll subtracts 2 health.
That's okay, because I'm just gonna roll like I'm gonna roll well. I'm gonna roll real good like. Yeah. I think we should start by targeting the 4th of the Nighthawks because it only has 4 stamina, which means that if it takes 2 hits, it goes down, reducing the difficulty.
All right. What's our skill?
9.
Okay, that's nice at least. All right, what'd you roll? And I'll tell you how
First
many...
roll is a 17.
Okay. First Nighthawk does not hit. Second Nighthawk does not hit. Third Nighthawk rolls a 4, really does not hit. And the 4th Nighthawk rolls a 5, does not hit. Okay. It does help. So yeah, their skill is 7, 6, 7, 7. So we have the advantage on all of them, especially second Nighthawk, who is really not doing too great with the 6.
Yeah, exactly. Got a little bit of a blunt beak, that one.
I will note something I do see here is after 3 attack rounds, turn to 314. So, all right, next round.
We're unlikely to finish the entire fight. We have a 19.
Okay. First one rolls.
So they have to crit 8 to equal us.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 10. 17. So no. 6 plus 3. 9. 4 plus 7, 11. And 5 plus 7, 12. And we knock out the 4th Nighthawk with that.
Yep.
So now it's only 3 of them. You know what? I think we're going to live. Who needs spells?
Yeah.
Spells
is probably going to be significantly less stamina usage than spells. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't like that sound.
I don't have the ability to roll lower than 11.
Wait, you got an 11?
I rolled 11. a 1, and then my plus 9 of skill.
All right. Well, here we go. Okay, well, the first one does tie. 4 plus 7. So that one's a tie. That's good. 7 plus 6 is a 13. Nope, that's damage. And then 9 plus 7. Nope, that's damage. So we take 4 damage.
Huh. Well,
but then,
so it's the same as if we'd cast a spell.
Yep. Now we leave on 314. The nighthawks circle and prepare for another attack. Suddenly, the formation breaks, and their cries take on a different tone. Something has disturbed them, and they seem to be in a state of confusion, but you can see nothing. A moment later, a shape forms in the air in their midst. The nighthawks shriek as a gold-crest eagle materializes and lashes out at them with its deadly beak. Your spirits rise as your good fortune. Goldcrest eagles are raised and trained in Analand as birds of war. But what is this great eagle doing so far from its home? The eagle snaps its razor-sharp beak through one of the nighthawks and plucks at another with its talons. The two remaining birds turn to the west and dart to safety. With the threat dispersed, the eagle drops down to land by you, and around its neck is a small tube containing a message, sealed with the royal seal of the King of Analand, which you unroll, and then Raps reads.
We trust that these tidings must reach you in fair health.
Nope.
But we must warn you of impending peril. Your mission is discovered. The Mampang's eyes have spied our plan, and word is on its way to the Dark Fortress. Too late we discovered our unwelcome eavesdroppers, and news of your quest is being carried towards the High Zaemon and the Seven Serpents, by the Seven Serpents, rather, the Archmage's most trusted servants. But now they have reached the Backlands, and here they will divide to complete their journey separately. If you are still able, seek them out, for they must stop to rest and eat. Destroy the creatures before they reach their goal, else the Archmage will prepare a deadly welcome for you. Find Shadrach the Hermit for advice, for naught moves through the Backlands without his knowledge. Our hearts are with you.
XOXO, the king.
Gossip King.
Gossip King. You look back at the great bird which has brought this welcome warning, but it is no longer with you. Having delivered its message, it will no doubt be whinging its way back to Analand, flying safely under the shroud of invisibility. Studying the message again, you stuff it into your tunic. The instructions are wise. If your mission is to succeed, you must undoubtedly find and destroy the Archmage's messengers before word of your arrival reaches Mampang. Turn to 48. 7? Do we have to kill 7?
I think so.
Oh, that's so many things to miss by turning in wrong directions.
Yeah. Hopefully Shadrach has a complete list of where to find them.
Yeah. For several hours, you continue your trek across the barren backlands. On the horizon, the solitary leafless tree appears, and you head towards it. You may rest and take provisions here, and add 2 stamina points if this is your first meal of the day. We have not had provisions in ages.
No.
A noise in the branches disturbs you. You look up and hear a voice calling your name. High up in the branches, the bare twigs have formed themselves into a human face, an old man's face, and is mouthing a message. This message drifts towards you.
You seek the whereabouts of Shadrach of Badubak. That I know. To find him, you must detour eastwards from your trail towards Fishtail Rock. He is expecting you.
A breeze catches and disturbs the branches. When they settle, the face has disappeared. Will you head east as the face advised on 150, or no, and go northward? I mean, I trust trees, but I don't know. Do you?
I mean, it just is suspicious. Like, you need to go visit this guy. And then the trees are like, well, I know where that guy is. Like, it kind of feels like we're being set up, but I kind of want to see what the setup is on 150. Heading east as the face advised.
All right, yeah. I feel like it's too early for them to screw us over. But, like,
yeah, exactly.
Who knows? The Fishtail Rock comes into view a little further on. It is well named, with 2 peaks, as if a huge fish were half buried in the plain. A fire burns outside the entrance to a small cave. You call out to attract the occupant of this dwelling place, and an old man shuffles out. You recognize the face of the tree spirit. This must be Shadrach himself.
I have been expecting you,
he says in greeting.
I know of your journey from Kare. Be it folly or bravery which takes you across the Backlands, I must warn you that none of Analand have crossed Kakabad alone and survived. Let us chat by the warmth of the fire. I may be of some help to you. And for my part, I wish to know what's happening in the city port.
For some time you talk, telling him news of the outside world. He offers you a meal which you may take, adding 2 stamina points if you've not yet eaten today. Oh, you
Hell
are
yeah.
anxious
We can cast
to
2
know.
spells now.
Yay! You are anxious to know of the messengers of Mampang.
Ah, the 7 serpents.
He starts.
Indeed, they are in the backlands. But I knew not that it was news of your journey that they carried back to Mampang. Let me tell you what I know of them, for they are no friends of mine. Legend has it that some 12 years ago, the Archmage of Mampang fought and slew a mighty hydra which dwelt in the caves of High Zaman. For so formidable a foe was this creature that the Archmage took its 7 heads to Mampang, where he used his black arts to resurrect them as 7 winged serpents. They became his personal messengers, and, as an act of faith, he assigned each of one his own god. He assigned each to one of his own gods. In return, the gods bestowed their powers on the foul creatures to aid the Archmage. The power of the sun was bestowed upon the sun serpent, as was the moon on the moon serpent. Earth, water, fire, and air became powers of 4 more serpents, and the last, the serpent of time, was given perhaps the greatest power. But each has its own weakness. Discover these weaknesses, and you may defeat the creatures. But otherwise, no mortal stands a chance against their power. The serpents keep knowledge of their own vulnerabilities as closest secrets. I myself know only one. The air serpent may leave its body to become a puff of gas. But while in this state, it will die unless it is able to re-enter its body within minutes. Destroy its unprotected body, and you destroy the creature.
It is now late. You may spend the night in Shadrach's cave and add 3 stamina points. Next morning, you can set off again. But before you go, Shadrach offers you an ornate gale horn. I know that is a reagent for something to aid you on your
indeed.
journey. Do you know what it's for?
I believe so. Galehorn is for the huff spell, and huff is huff and puff and blow your ass down. It is a gust of wind from blowing the Galehorn.
Okay. So, I mean, hell yeah, 3 stamina points. That's almost another spell that we can cast. And a Galehorn, which is
We're
a
all
spell
the way
to
up
cast.
to 11 stamina, which is just below half health.
Okay, well, you know what? That when you put it that way, that's better than it's what I thought. Not good. Will you now set off northwards or rejoin the main trail to 2:30? He didn't give us any direction, like as far as where.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Although we did go east off of what was previously the main trail, so I don't understand how going north is not rejoining the main. I guess north from here is still not on the main trail.
It's probably
if we
parallel
were rejoining the
to
main
it, I
trail, we'd go
guess.
west. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have, I mean, it's a coin flip. Do you have a lead on either of these? They don't mean anything
Not
to
at
me.
all.
Shoot. We could go Grail Quest style, go north and then east is our compass, so we can go northwards on 85.
Sounds good to me.
You head on across the plain, keeping your eyes and ears open for warnings of danger. Suddenly, the ground beneath you rumbles. You lose your footing and fall over on your back. Test your luck. If you're unlucky, you've broken one item of your equipment, the most delicate one. If you're lucky, nothing breaks. As you pick yourself up, you can see the ground. Okay, well, let's resolve that first.
Already resolved that. Nothing breaks. If something had broken, the most delicate of our items would probably be the gold-backed mirror.
I would assume so, too. Okay, so if you're lucky, nothing breaks. But we do lose a luck point for having to test our luck, which is... As you pick yourself up, you see the ground in front of you breaking up, and 2 long claws emerge. The hole becomes larger, and out of it crawls a giant bata beetle. I want to call it a battle beetle. It turns to you and advances. How will you fight it? With magic on 191, or with your weapon on 286?
Do we battle beetle with battle magic or battle weapon?
We did do with I mean, here's the thing. I feel like we should go to the magic because it can always just say no.
Yeah. It
'Cause I
literally
think-
usually says, like, pull out your weapon on 286.
Yeah, and like this way we at least get to look at what the options would be, because sometimes there's like valid options that aren't presented. So, all right, what are these spells and what do they do?
We have Dud, first and foremost, which would be fake treasures, no casting reagent. We have Big, become big. Sun. I think we need like a sun jewel in order to cast this, but it does like blinding light or something like. I can't remember what sun does. It's we need a sun jewel, which I don't know. Maybe the sun
Maybe
sword. Zap is one of the basic spells. It's literally just lightning bolt, costs 4 stamina, and then magic is magic shield against the magical effect that would hit you.
It doesn't seem that one doesn't seem relevant. It seems like it's
closest is big.
bigger,
Literally just step on
maybe
this
zap.
guy.
But like, yeah, it's. Do you remember? Did
I
big
think-
cost 1 stamina?
Big is either 2 or 1 stamina. Zap is definitely 4.
But it like doubles your skill score or something crazy.
I think it's. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just know
It was like
makes-
the first spell we ended up casting, so I can't really remember.
Yeah, I think what it's supposed to do is make combat a lot easier. Like statistically, the rolls become easier
Definitely.
in some way, and I don't remember how.
I think 440. I think we become big.
All right, let's
Big mode.
Let's go big.
We're going big head mode and also big rest of the body mode.
Yeah, I'm going big, and I am gonna go home. Deduct 2 stamina points. The beetle stops as you cast your spell and grow in size before it. That's polite. You may attack it now at double your normal skill. Hey, turn to 286 and resolve combat. I was like, I had to stop myself because I was like, double seems too good, but it's not. It is in fact not too good. So they have a skill of 7 and we have a skill of 18. Is it?
Which means we are 11 total higher than them. So if they roll 12, they have a possibility of getting 19 on their attack. If we roll 1-1, we have 20. So we literally can't lose to them at all. So let's just resolve our first hit against the creature, which would do 2 damage. And also,
Let me just keep rolling my 2d6 until I roll a 13. And also what?
And also we'll be triggering the first line of text after your first hit on the creature, which will immediately resolve as it can't hit us back. We do 2 damage to it, but we also turn to page 216.
Oh, shoot. As your blow strikes the creature, a short jet of liquid spits from its mouth and lands on your leg. A burning sensation warns you. The beetle's spit is an acidic liquid, which will certainly eat flesh. Deduct a stamina point for the burn on your leg. Continue your fight, but every time you hit the beetle, roll a die to see whether its acid spit hits you. Oh my god. Ah!
All right.
Okay.
Well,
So how much health did it have? I'll stay on this page.
so it had a total of 9 health originally. It's on a total of 7 at the moment, right? Every one of our hits will resolve, so we don't have to roll for damage. We don't have to roll for their damage. Like, it's just going to always damage them. It literally comes down to, do they hit with their spit?
Yes. 1, we lose 3 stamina and the sight in our left eye. Cool. 2, lose 2 stamina points and a skill point. 3 other arm, 2 stamina points. Leg, 1 stamina point. 5 or 6, it misses. This is
All right, you're looking to hit 5s
absurd.
and 6s, buddy.
I'm just gonna do that then.
The beetle is now on 5 health, so could you roll for the hit that took them to 5?
Okay. I got a 4.
4?
Yeah.
Honestly? 1 stamina point? Yeah,
I know.
I'll take that.
I know. Yeah, that's true. I wish it was a 5.
I'm going to take him down to 3 health now, remaining. So that hit again.
6. This
Love
one's
it.
good. This one's good.
Take him down to 1 health.
So he's at 1 health?
There's 1 more roll.
No. Hear me out. I think we should test our luck to add 1 more damage.
So they were on 3. Oh, right. Test our luck on this roll, so we do
Yes.
3 damage in a single hit, so we don't have to hit it another time. I love it.
Yeah. So
If you're okay, I'll test
Yeah.
our luck. Incredible. That's a 3. That's definitely lower than a 10.
okay. So then does that bring him down to 0, or does that? I just knew that there was an odd interval, and therefore
Yep.
luck seemed relevant.
That will bring them down from 3 all the way to 0 in a single hit, which means they are
Okay.
defeated.
And we
which
don't
means
have to
they're not
risk
gonna
another roll.
respond.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad I remembered that because my heart couldn't take another roll. I'm gonna for humor's sake, I'm gonna roll and see what it was gonna be. It was a 2. That would be a permanent skill point loss.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Good thinking, buddy.
Oh god. Okay, 24. Yes. From the beetle's hole in the ground, you may collect some stone dust. Is that what we use for mud? The mud spell?
I believe that's the casting reagent for mud, yes.
Then you must decide which way to continue. The long trek lies ahead of you. You may head northwest or northeast. I mean,
if we're doing Grail Quest directions, then that's north and east.
that's both of them. Both are the things we like. You carry on, tramping across the plains, watching for signs of life. There are none, but a curious sound in the distance reaches your ears. It gets louder as you continue, a sort of distant screeching, but nowhere is there any likely source of the noise. You look about quizzically and gasp in horror as you see a pair of disembodied eyes glaring at you. Their gaze is hypnotic, but you shake your head to break the spell. The screeching noise is now very close, and you blink your eyes. You can see its source. 10 yards ahead of you, there's a disturbance in the air. A shimmering heat haze is rising from a craggy boulder, and as it rises, so does the pitch of the sound. Whatever it is has been distorting your view of the landscape ahead. Some way from the rock, the shimmering merges with the eyes, and the shrill sound turns into a high-pitched mocking laugh. As if a coven of witches were jeering at you, you stare in fear. As you watch, the shimmering rises above the eyes and a fearful shape forms, a dark-cowled creature with a skull-like head beckoning you over with a single bony finger. Will you approach as it wishes, or will you run for cover from the rocks, or turn back and run from the scene as quickly as you can on 174?
I mean, he's definitely malicious, definitely malevolent. There's mocking, jeering, fearing. Like, this is all bad.
Maybe he's just like that.
Yeah, maybe he's just got
Everyone always runs. You know?
Is it because of my resting death face?
It's because of my laugh. I just thought of a funny joke.
I kind of want to approach as it wishes, but realistic.
I know. Why do I want to actually approach? It's because I made him have, a backstory that.
Yeah, exactly. You personified him, and now we kind of like him. But also, we have the bone bracelet, and look, it might not be relevant here at all. But
That
like,
seems
this man's
relevant
made
here.
of bones, maybe.
Yeah, bone and bone. Yes.
Yeah.
Shh. You know what? That's enough for me. I mean, we're just gonna die, but like, hey, what if we don't? 104.
Yeah, exactly.
What if our bone bracelet does something? The sight in front of you appears to be a death wraith, and you step forward cautiously. Death wraiths are powerful undead creatures. It is still beckoning you with its finger, but as you approach, it spreads its arms wide to clasp you. You must act quickly. What will you do? Draw out a silver weapon. Oh no. Normal weapon or cast a spell. So these were the ones in the crypt we needed a silver weapon to kill. We had
I
to
do believe
invoke
so, yes.
our
I believe
goddess.
A silver axe or a silver bow and arrows were the choices for fighting it with that. We don't have either. I don't think we should draw out our normal weapon because obviously not. But what if we looked at the spells? Maybe we can Galehorn this guy away.
Ooh. 310. Which spell will you choose?
Nap? Do I remember nap?
I mean, is it just what it sounds like?
Put them to sleep? I don't remember if it has a casting reagent, if that's what it does, though. Real? I don't remember a spell that puts them to sleep.
I don't either.
Magic shield, fix. Unfortunately, we don't have the sapling. God, that sapling would have been so useful.
Apparently.
Fixing them in place. Dim, that will make the enemy confused. I don't think that has a casting reagent either. And sus is try and figure out the trap.
So does...
I think dim makes a lot of sense.
I think it makes the most sense. Like, maybe we could confuse it and then run. 487. I don't remember if there's, like, magic can't affect them or something, though. But, it is what it is. Deduct 2 stamina points. You cast your spell, and the death wraith stops and shakes its head. It looks at you dumbly, and then looks into the sky. Now is your chance to attack it. Draw your weapon and attack. While in a confused state, it will fight with 5 skill with 9 stamina. Every attack round, you must throw a die. 1 through 4 means it stays confused. 5 means it returns to normal with skill 9. 6 means it will return to normal in the next round, and it manages to get a lucky slash for an extra 2 damage. You may either decide to spare its life on 205 if you reduce its stamina to 3 or less, or finish it off on 326.
Alrighty then.
That's
We
a
have
lot.
our skill of 9 at the moment, thankfully. So these early hits should be pretty
It
easy.
should be pretty free.
That's 15 for our roll.
14. Still close. Okay, and then I roll a die, and I am looking for a 1 through 4, and I get a 2. So still confused for this round.
That's a 14 for us this time.
Oh my god, 13. This is okay, 1 through 4. That is a 4. Okay, they're at 5. So one more hit.
Mm-hmm. One more hit and we can decide to spare its life.
Oh wow! Wait, yeah, we're almost okay. And then I don't think you can roll lower than that. Or wait, maybe you can.
That is a 16.
10. Can you roll lower than a 10? No, because you have 9. So no.
All
right.
Now, could you also check if it stays confused?
Oh, that's a good question. 3, yes.
Okay, so it's still confused. We could try and roll for lucky and try and kill it in a single strike. Because this is a death wraith. It's evil as hell. Do we expect that sparing its life will ever be good for us?
Well, we can. I mean, to be clear, we could press finish it off on 326, which might just end the fight without risking anything. Maybe.
I think I think we either get to turn to 205 if we choose to spare its life and it's reduced to stamina 3 or less, or we stay in the fight until we finish it off.
Yeah, it's. I'm too much of a pushover. I'm like, maybe he's nice.
Maybe he is nice. Look, I'm willing to go with maybe he is nice.
But surely he's not nice, right? He's a death wraith. Maybe he's misunderstood. Maybe he wanted a bracelet.
I do fear this is one of those situations where if we spare its life, it's just going to be like the dumb idiot and kill us.
I do have that fear as well. It's weird that it was offered. I kind of want to do it, but like, is that stupid?
No, I'm fine.
Oops.
Look, it offered us the option, which does make me curious as to what is the option.
What page was it? I accidentally.
205 it would be.
The wounded creature steps back, clutching its arm. The shimmering haze returns once more to engulf the death wraith. It rises into the air, and as it does so, the apparition has disappeared. In its place stands a stout, balding man who whimpers and nurses his wounds.
Enough!
He cries.
Let me be! I've done you no harm! Why do you attack me?
Your jaw drops at the sight.
Leave Referent alone! He never does any harm, just a little merriment, that's all!
You're not amused at the man's practical jokes. Do you want to step in and finish him off on 326? Or will you threaten him unless he gives you info on 72? I don't like jokes. Kill. Oh, the last man who put a whoopee cushion under my keister. They got what came to them. I killed him with a gun.
You are going to find it difficult to get to my front door on Halloween because you got to climb a whole pile of children's bodies to get there.
Oh my god.
Knock, knock, trick or...
Oh no. I think we have to threaten this man for information because, like, it feels like that's
absolutely.
the best possible outcome for what we did.
Also, he seems very threatenable, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. He pleads with you.
Have mercy, stranger! I will not harm you. Perhaps I can help you if you spare my life. What are you, a bandit? Here, have my gold. Or a warrior? Here, take this chakram. Its blade is as deadly and its aim is as true. Perhaps you're a wizard. I'll give you this magical powder for your spells, but leave me in peace.
You bend down to pick up his offerings. A money pouch contains 9 gold pieces. The chakram is a sharp throwing disc. Before a fight starts, you may throw it at an enemy, and when you do so, roll 2 dice. If you roll a number less than your skill, you hit for 2 stamina points of damage. Oh my lord.
Nice.
His magical powder is yellow in color and is contained within a small glass vial. What?
Yellow powder.
Oh, which one's that? Is that the teleport? No.
I believe that's super speed powder. I think that makes us zippy.
It's like
zip.
That sounds right. I don't know. I definitely remember. I remember that too.
I'm almost certain it's zip.
Where was I? You ask whether there's... Wait, you lower your weapon Oh, it's small, yeah, magical powder containing a small glass vial. You lower your weapon and speak to the man. You ask whether the 7 serpents have been sighted in this area.
Oh, yes, they flew over yesterday. In fact, one of them.
His voice trails off and his eyes widen.
Oh, no! Ah!
You watch in amazement as he keels over backwards. Something has frightened him to death. Turn to 143.
Oh, it's right behind me, isn't it?
Oh, jeez. In an instant, your world goes black, as if the sun had been snuffed out like a candle. A hissing sound gets louder and louder, and a glowing moon appears above you. The round shape suddenly uncoils itself, and a great shimmering moon serpent hovers in the air above you on glistening wings. It is poised and ready to strike. Will you A, draw your weapon, B, cast a spell, or C, or do you have the means to make fire?
Mm-hmm.
That feels
I
like a
wonder if its
leading
weakness might be
question.
fire.
It really feels like a leading question.
Now, Rito,
Yeah.
have you considered option D?
Ah!
Snake blast.
It's kind of snake blast. It's a little snake blast.
Yeah, well,
in
tell
the
us about
last
snake
book,
blast. Yes.
we pressed our luck in
Yeah.
a gambling game where we got to pick up an artifact. The artifact we picked up was a small silver ring known as the Serpent Ring. The Serpent Ring is an invaluable item for this part of your journey, for it has power over the Archmage's serpents. If you confront a serpent while wearing this ring, you may command them to give you useful information. You can do so by deducting 14 from the page reference where you meet a serpent and going there. So instead of any of those options, let's choose option D. Answer my question on page 129.
All right. As you hold up the ring, the serpent hisses loudly.
Foolish adventurer, your ring will not protect you from my wrath. Your death is certain, but by its power I must reveal to you my secret. 4 guards protect the entrance to the fortress of Mampang, but this information will do you no good, for you will never reach the high fortress.
Okay. 4 guards.
That doesn't seem really like a closely guarded secret. I guess it is a guarded secret, but I don't think it counts as a closely guarded secret.
I have a secret. My house has a door that will keep you out.
Okay.
No, but below it there is an amassment of twine and wires that says upon its very fortunate face, welcome.
Okay. My hunch is that we'll need to know this number for like to combine for like a page number. That's my guess.
Yeah, perhaps.
All right. Now return to 143. Okay, so now we do have to deal with one of these. Draw your weapon, cast a spell, or do you have the means to make fire? Which again feels very much like a leading question, but like
It does. Also, unfortunately, we used to have both a torch and a tinderbox, but in the last adventure in the city port of traps, we were deprived of exactly 2 items: our torch and our tinderbox.
so
We
maybe
no longer have a way to make fire.
I have a hunch that maybe we should cast a spell and like use a fireball then.
Ooh, it seems like it might be a good idea. Let's check it out on 96.
If it's an option.
Make sure it's one of the options at least. We have Mag, cast against a magic spell. Jig, we can make him dance. This is actually kind of cool as well. Kid, we could make an illusion real with our bone bracelet. Hot, fireball, and fog. Can't use that outside, so
It sure feels like fireballs should be the thing. Am I wrong?
it does.
It's expensive though. But it's also like it clearly was saying fire.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we got to go with the fire option. I think, unfortunately, I will note we have 5 stamina at the moment. The fire option is going to spend all but our final stamina point.
Oh no. Well, I mean, if we don't cast a spell at this point, we take 2 stamina worth of damage. It says so. I think we just so we might as well just cast the spell at this point.
I wonder if maybe jig.
Oh,
What if we could get away with spending less if we just jig?
I mean, well, I already went then.
That's okay. We can do the fireball. The fireball does seem appropriate. It's probably more likely to end the battle.
But I mean, I hear you. It'd be fun to make it just dance. All right. 377 unless you tell me the other page because I don't know where it is.
377.
Deduct 4 stamina points and almost die. You cast your spell, and a burning fireball appears in your palm, and the moon serpent pulls back and watches you carefully, waiting for your move. Quickly, you fling the fireball at it. It darts to one side, trying to avoid being hit. And it does. You wasted everything. No, the fireball strikes it. The serpent squeals in agony. Turn to page 62. The serpent dies.
Got him.
The darkness disappears as the serpent dies. You watch it lying on the ground, and before your eyes it shrivels, coiling into a ball, and moments later, all that remains is a small crystal orb, which you may take with you. Wasn't that a reagent as well for something? Like
It does seem like a crystal orb would be a reagent
it was
for
like
something. I can't
it was
remember
for
which,
it
though.
was for like like see it's like crystal ball,
Oh!
like using it to see the future, I'm assuming, right? That was one. I don't know what the code would be.
I think it was, yes.
I don't know what the code would be.
I think I'm only going to remember that when it comes up.
Okay. Well, we'll keep in mind it's clearly for a spell. It has
Yes.
to be.
We have so many new spell reagents, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased.
Whatever spell code seems like it has to do with telling the future. Maybe it's
Yeah.
foot,
Forecasting.
which you may take with you. Turn now to 285. Can we eat it to restore stamina? Eat the orb.
If only.
Please eat the orb. You may.
I'm terrified that we're gonna get to a position where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, do you wanna walk in this direction? We walk in that direction. It's like your journey is arduous and takes 1 stamina.
Yeah. Saddest way to die. You may head onwards, either due north or northwest. If you choose the latter direction, you will walk for several hours until a sight makes you stop on 137.
Do we still break the tie to the north?
At this point, I don't know. I've tookened the wheel a lot of times already.
Let's head north. I don't think we want the site.
It's true. 170. You continue for several hours until the darkness of night spreads across the land, but shelter is nowhere to be found. Will you bed down for the night to rest and eat, or would you prefer to keep going through the night on 255?
Well, keep going through the night is definitely going to be a lose stamina option.
Yeah.
I think we need more. I think it's time to bed down.
225. They attack us in the night again. I'm going to be upset. You settle down and make camp for the night if you have provisions. Nope, haven't. We haven't. Raps, we haven't had provisions in like 4 real weeks.
Yep. At the very start of the game, we dutifully went and made sure that we had as many provisions as possible. We had 3 provisions. We went on our journey. We sat down to eat our first provision.
Ever.
A squirrel ate the other 2, and
And-
that's it, baby.
and
No
we've
more eating
never-
for us.
And we've never had our own meal again. We've been eating free meals the whole time. That's it. If this is your first meal, yeah, we don't have anything.
We did, however, eat today, thankfully, because
Yeah.
the stranger helped us out there.
Yeah. You cover yourself up and curl up on the ground and go to sleep. It's been a tiring day, and 10 minutes later, you're fast asleep. Suddenly, you're startled awake and spring to your feet. A hissing coil of fire hovers above you in the air. 2 sharp talons, great, reach down and grab your pack. The serpent of fire clutches your rucksack and beats its wings to lift off into the air. Will you dive onto your pack to hold on for dear life, or allow the serpent to fly off with it but follow on foot? Oh boy. So no stamina back. Huh? No stamina back for the sleeping at all.
No stamina back for the sleeping yet. Rito, I'm just going to forecast the future here. If we choose, like, no, those items are too important to me. I got to keep a hold of them. If we hold on to the pack, if it flies off into the air and then at some point shakes us off, we could totally survive the fall by casting FAL, magical falls, so that we fall as light as a feather. However, it will be our corpse that hits the ground because we'll run out of stamina by casting it.
Yeah. It's so sadly correct. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, it's like we can't lose all of our stuff though, too. So it's just like
Just going to write down the number 225 for no particular reason, just in case we have to return to this page for no particular reason.
I kind of want to. I don't know.
Kind of want to dive on it. see if we can
I'm
make
just-
it through.
Well, because I'm afraid of, like, worse than just dying would be losing all of our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
That's just death later.
So I kind of feel like we have to. It's like it's
Give it a go.
It's a risk reward thing where it's like it's just if we lose all of our stuff, it's so much worse than just being like, well, I guess we died.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. We'll mark it off as a death. All right. You grab the pack and you hold on. The serpent flaps its powerful wings and manages to lift both you and your pack into the air. It heads to the north and flies slowly off into the night, and meanwhile you struggle to get a decent grip. It must be planning to take you towards Lake Ilklala. A blast of wind blows across the serpent's pass, this gust so powerful that it all but douses the creature's flames, and you're able to make out the serpent's natural red body in the midst of the fire. But the blast was not a freak occurrence. You're now being taken by a tremendous wind, blowing you this way and that. A gritty taste in your mouth confirms your suspicions. You've flown straight into a sandstorm. You keep your eyes tightly shut, but you're aware that the serpent is waging a tough struggle against the storm. You drop suddenly for an instant in the air until the creature resumes its grip. Again you drop, but this time for longer, and the fright forces you to open your eyes. Above you, the sand is dampening the serpent's fire, and it's flapping frantically to keep aloft. You fall faster and faster. The serpent's flame goes out and follows you down through the air, and with a great thump, you land on the ground, turned to 287. You open your eyes and shake your head. Where are you? You're lying on the ground next to your backpack with your tunic pulled up over you. What of the sandstorm and the fire serpent? Everything is as it was when you went to sleep. Was it all just a bad dream? And then, if so, why does your head ache as if it's been pounded by a mallet? You look around and you leap from your position with a cry, just as a wooden club crashes down where your head has been. 3 tall, spindly creatures with powerful arms and ugly faces are all staring at you. They're dressed in animal skins and carry clubs as weapons. One has an amulet around his neck. Will you draw your weapons to fight them, try and talk to them, or cast a spell? Ugh.
The spells are even listed below. There's Yob. Unfortunately, we don't have any giant's teeth, so we can't summon a giant. Kid for making a illusion appear real to them with the bone bracelet. Gak, we do not have the black mask, but it would allow us to scare them away. Kin, Kin's the goldback mirror. And then God. If we cast any of these, of course, we will die immediately. I suppose we draw a weapon or try and talk to them.
Yep. I'm writing down 287 for no particular reason.
Perhaps we should try and speak to them, see if there is a calm resolution.
Yeah, probably, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're wasting your time trying to communicate with these creatures. Their language is a little more than a series of grunts. One of the creatures picks up a stone and flings it at you, hitting your arm and causing 2 stamina points worth of damage, killing you instantly.
I only meant to soften him up.
Oh, my arm! You threw a pebble at my arm! Dead. Okay. That's what a way to go.
That's like if someone dead-legged you in school and you just keeled over.
No, please don't slug bug me, no!
Please, I only have 1 stamina!
Oh, God.
Mom didn't pack me any provisions today.
287. Like, back to 287. We died. All right, we have to try and draw our weapon to fight him on 188, I guess, because we cannot cast a spell or we die.
I mean, hey, at least we got to throw a chakram at him.
That's true. So what was it? It's roll 2d6, and if it's
it has
under
to
our
be
skill,
lower than our skill value. Yes, which is 9. And
Yes.
You can do that at the start of the fight. Did it say at the start of the fight for each target, or just once at the start of the fight?
it just said at the start of the fight.
I guess we should throw it against the second Cladaman because we can kill him faster.
Yep. I mean, I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, same.
Yeah. The Cladaman
But
you
maybe I just roll
encountered,
hot.
yeah, just roll. Yeah, roll. First of all, roll to see if we do 2 damage to this 8 skill, 6 stamina Cladaman in the middle.
I just rolled a crit, which unfortunately is bad.
Okay.
So we do not
We don't even do that.
chakram him.
The Cladaman you've encountered are a fearless yet foolhardy bunch. Within their tribes, brawn is an attribute valued above brains. You draw your weapon and attack the creatures. Each is anxious to be the one who deals you the death blow. It's not going to be hard. They all attack together. You must decide each attack round which of the Cladaman you are attacking and conduct the battle the normal way. Roll attack strength for the 2 remaining Cladaman. If either of them exceed your attack strength, then they will inflict a wound on you. They have 8 skill, 7 stamina, 8 skill, 6 stamina, 7 skill, 7 stamina. If you defeat them, turn to 251. So we just have to
Oh my god, Rito.
What?
I can't believe we haven't thought about this.
Oh
Rito.
my god. Pray to our god.
Yeah, you just clocked on too.
Oh
Rito.
my.
Our god is a good god,
Goddess.
Rito. They are capable of giving us an escape from a situation we otherwise couldn't escape from. They are capable of curing a plague or any consistent negative malady that we have. Or they can use the final option, which we've never utilized, which is revitalize. Set your stats back to their initial values. Let's get healthy and fight these men.
Oh my goodness.
Bring it!
That's beautiful.
I
All
can't
right.
believe I forgot that until right then.
It's very helpful. Very helpful. That's literally the last possible move. Okay. All right. Go ahead and, we'll see. This is going to be tough anyways. I don't know if we can do this. There's a chance we can't do this even with full health, you know? Wait.
It is possible.
We should.
Oh.
It would have been better to do it before, and so we could cast a spell. Because I bet.
I'm more than happy to go back to the spell page and say.
Yeah, I think let's do that. Let's go 287. Was it 287? Yes. And then we can cast a spell. Let us cast a spell. I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I think the most obvious one is kin to give them the gold back mirror. They have to fight themselves.
I think that makes sense too. There's so many of them with so many stats. I think we have to.
Yeah, exactly. 344 for kin.
Deduct 1 stamina, which does not kill you. Do you have a gold back mirror? Yes. And it didn't break. If not, you cannot use the spell. Okay. If you have a gold back mirror, you may hold it up and start to cast your spell. Test your luck. If you're lucky, turn to 381. If you're unlucky, turn to 365. Okay. Well, would you test our luck?
Thankfully, our luck was just restored to its
That's
full
so true.
statistic.
So we can't fail on the first one, right?
We can if we roll a crit. We don't. We roll a 5, so
Okay. All right.
that's fine.
381. As you cast the spell, one of the creatures throws its club at the mirror, knocking it from your hands to the ground. You hold your breath, but as luck would have it, the glass does not break, and you'll be able to pick it up again at the earliest opportunity. Turn to 188. Come on, though.
They really want to kill that that mirror.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, so we just have to do the fight
Wait,
normal.
It didn't. Wait, what? Are you telling me that as you cast the spell,
Oh.
it gets knocked down? Surely we still cast the spell then, and they have to fight their own copies.
I see.
Because I'm pretty sure the way this is supposed to resolve is they actually have to get into a combat with their own copies. I don't know why I believe that, but if I recall correctly,
Well, that's what it did.
yeah.
That is what it's supposed to do.
Well, a little bit of metatextual information, but the next one is also a gold-backed mirror, and it specifically says in front of you stands a duplicate. You can command it to attack, and remember it has the same stats and stuff like that. So does that mean that we do actually just have to do the battle without it?
It kind of seems like they just screwed us. Yeah.
We were
All
lucky
right.
enough not to lose it, at least.
Yeah. -1 stamina.
Also, it only costs 1 stamina. It could have been worse.
Yes. All right. Well, let's do a bunch of rolling.
Is it cheating to check if the chakram hits this time?
Yeah. Nah, don't worry. If we die, then we'll do it again, and then it's not cheating. Then it's
Perfect.
then it's a loss that we counted, and we just start over at that point. So here we go. A whole bunch of fighting. I'm assuming we're fighting the second one who has 6 stamina
Yeah.
instead of the other ones that have 7.
Exactly. That'll make the most sense. Take them out first. That is a 16 for our first strike.
Got a 13, got a 15, and a 15. Okay. So
Perfect. So they all
clear?
take a hit.
They all take a hit?
Hmm?
No.
Yeah, 16.
No, but you must decide each attack round which one
Oh.
you are attacking. It's
Right, yes. Apologies.
It's bad.
The second Cladaman takes a hit.
Yeah.
It's we don't take a hit. Right, got it.
Yeah. I hate the rules lawyer that because it makes the fight way harder. But
Much. But alas, this is going to be a tough roll, unfortunately. 13.
first roll 12, good. And then a 20, and then another 12. Okay, honestly, that's not too bad. Okay, so 2 damage taken.
Could have been
Second
significantly
Cladaman's
worse.
down to 2. All right.
Is the second Cladaman down? Didn't you say the second Cladaman was the one who rolled 20?
Wait, hold on.
You said 12,
You
20,
must
12.
decide which one of the Cladaman you are attacking and conduct battle the normal way. Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
So unfortunately, we don't scare a hit that round. We get scored against.
Oh. Next round.
Ooh, that's gonna be hard to beat. 19.
Okay, 14. 16? 18 on the weakest one. Wow.
Ooh. That is one more hit for the second Cladaman to go down.
Okay.
And this seems likely to do it. 18 again.
Okay. That is a 14. 15. 11. Okay. Second one's
Cladaman
down.
clatters, man, straight to the ground.
All right. Now we probably attack the top one. Skill 8, stamina 7. They have the same stamina. We might as well go for the one who's
14 versus them.
okay. 13 and 12.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay. So stamina's down to 5 for them.
13 this time?
Is 16 and and 12. So, okay. So we only take one hit, but we also don't do a hit. We're gonna lose all the health we just got.
We're on 18 at the moment, so it could certainly be worse. 19 this time.
Okay, that is a 15 and a 15. So another hit down to 3. I vote we probably
could try and
do...
test luck to...
Yeah. But let's do the hit first.
Oh, we do test luck correctly, but it's straight on the border. We're down to 9 luck and we roll 9.
All right.
And then strike time, 16.
14 and 10. Okay, top one's
Just
down.
You and me, third Cladaman, 15.
9.
Perfect.
Snake Eyes on a +7. Okay, so he's at 5.
14?
14. It's a push. Redo.
You are not going to beat a 21.
Well,
I'll tell you that much.
how about with an 11?
Oh, okay. Maybe you crit, double damage.
No, total 11.
17 for the second last hit.
10. This one sucks. This one is not good at the game.
No need to be lucky in fighting this one. We can just fight him straight up. 19
its
for the
7
final
skills
swing.
pretty low. 13. Okay. Dead.
No more Cladaman.
Get clattered, man.
Give me that amulet. Give me that amulet that was around one of them's necks.
To 251. It better be freaking a lot here. Looking through the Cladaman's things, you find nothing particularly exciting. One has a couple gold pieces and the spine of a rat. Another has a pouch containing a weight of sand, which is tied to the end of a stick. Perhaps this is a weapon of some kind? The amulet hanging around the neck of the third must have been a prized possession. Set in the center of the amulet is a glowing stone, a sun jewel, which gives off its own natural light. You may take any 3 of these. Wait, what?
So gold pieces, spine of a rat, weight of sand, and amulet. So there's 4 things?
Give me, let's see, spine of a rat,
Doesn't even
spine of a
tell
rat,
us-
spine of a rat.
Yeah, exactly. 3 of those. It's OP as hell. They don't even tell us how many gold pieces. So I almost want to say no to the gold pieces. Give me all of the unique items.
Yeah, that's true. I would assume a couple of gold pieces on average is like 2. I would assume a couple is 2. So, yeah, I want the rat spine. I feel
Hell
like
yeah.
I'd rather unlock a puzzle. Pouch containing a weight of sand tied to the end of a stick. I think it's probably like the weight of sand. Like the sand is probably the more relevant thing.
Yeah.
It could be used
Or-
as a reagent for mud.
Or a possible like just because of the setting that we're in, like Indiana Jones weight down the
Yes.
trap kind
Yep,
of thing.
Yep. I have a sneaking suspicion that the fire serpent's weakness is going to be the mud spell based off of what happened. So
No, buffeted by sand. Literally, I think if we like slice this flail and just slap him with this flail, we might be able to sand him out.
yeah,
But also
basically
the
his
mud
weakness
spell
is
could-
sand in some way. So yeah, we're gonna take all the things except for the 2 gold pieces, just because what if the spine of the rat is actually some kind of thing for the future? Who knows?
Precisely.
Add 1 stamina point for the night's rest as your sleep was interrupted. If you ate nothing, deduct 3 stamina. We did eat, so we do get 1 stamina. We don't get anything deducted. And you must now decide which direction to continue in: northwest, north-northwest, or northwards.
And we are back. It's been a little bit of a break for us since the time that we defeated these Cladaman.
Hiya!
But it is finally time for us to decide whether or not we go northwest, northwest, or straight northwards.
We've had plenty of time to think about it. This very
And-
important decision.
Have we come to any conclusions about northwest, northwest, or northwards?
I have so many feelings about northwest, northwest, or northwards. Unfortunately, I forgot them. In a ranked system.
Damn. Well, see, the thing is, I polled 1,000 people to try and get the information whether or not we should go northwest, northwest, or northwards. And, Rito, I plumb dropped that file into a sewer.
Yeah.
Got all the information, put it in a manila folder, and then dropped it right between the grates of a sewer. I didn't want to go down there, get my hands dirty.
Yeah. See, I also did a survey of 100 people, or 1,000 people, however many people. I don't remember. And the issue is, I did it in the northwest part of town, so that skewed the data
Bias.
heavily. So
You should frankly throw those results out, perhaps down a sewer.
I will. Okay. That's. I'm thinking about it. It's mostly in terms of relation to northeast. Would you say that I would say if it's northwest, northwest, or northwards sounds closer to northeast than anything.
I would agree.
So
Also, we have been following this this bent of just going north for a while. It does feel comfortable to continue it.
it's true. It does also feel wrong now that you say it that way. But like, let's go to 60. It's like I'm sure that the right path. It feels like it surely can't just be like let's just keep going straight. It just feels wrong. But like, you know what? I don't care. Let's go.
Yeah, if we do get to the end of this and it's like, all right, you didn't encounter all the serpents, you should have gone west.
Yeah. For several hours, you march onwards until in the distance, the line which forms the boundary of the forest of the Snata comes clearly into view. Overhead, the clouds rumble as they roll across the dark sky. You pause to consider how much further you must walk. The sudden sound of voices to your right startles you, and you spin round. Rubbing your eyes, you look again, and not 20 yards from where you stand, 7 hooded shapes are squatting on the ground playing some sort of game. Their bodies shimmer as you stare hard. Ooh. You could swear that you could see through these bodies. And how could they appear from nowhere? For they certainly were not there seconds ago. One of them raises its hand and turns towards you. Your eyes widen as the bony face of a long-dead skull opens its mouth and its hollow voice whistles in the wind, calling your name.
We have awaited your arrival. You have made good time, mortal. We are the 7 spirits. We have been dispatched to warn you of dangers ahead. Join us.
Will you join them as you're invited, or will you turn around and go to the forest? That's so comical. Like, some of these decisions are so comical to think about from like a cinema perspective.
Yeah.
And that is one of them. Join us.
I do not see it. I do not hear it.
Silently turn around and go into the woods. So
This is the refusal of the call to journey.
I know, but it's also like not even like running away or anything. It's something about turn away from them and go into the forest. The phrasing of it's so nonchalant. Well, oh God.
I do think that we should greet them, perhaps talk to them. And
Yeah.
it is because I can imagine a character more reasonably encountering this circumstance and doing that than like spinning on heel and walking away.
Yeah. And this is not like it's the City of Traps or anything. That was the last book.
Exactly. This is a safe desert of some kind, one imagines.
Yeah. Who are these creatures and who has sent them? Do they offer advice or are they dangerous? The spirits rise as you approach, gliding silently through the air, passing right through one another as they mingle. It's a mixer. You now stand in the center of their ring and watch as they link hands to surround you. Again, the ghostly voice speaks to you.
Your caution is understandable, but fear us not. Those are not our natural bodies, but merely the shells through which we communicate with mortals. We wish to help. In these bodies we cannot touch you, but we can give you knowledge. There are dangers ahead, the likes of which you cannot possibly imagine. But we know a magical chant that will protect you from harm.
Do you wish to hear this chant? If so, turn to 166. Otherwise, you may ask them to reveal their true selves to you on 323, or you may leave on 207.
The fact that we have already dispatched of one of the sand serpents does make me feel a little safer, just because otherwise there's 7 spirits, there's 7 serpents. Like, it would make so much sense for them to just appear in visage and be like, can we sing
That's
you
true.
a death lullaby?
Yeah, so that does help calm me a bit. Would they be mad? They'd be mad if we asked them to reveal themselves to us, right? Like, maybe? Is that-
Maybe, but also it's a unique ask of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're so offended about the revealing of them true selves to us, I don't know, maybe they haven't got the best intentions at heart.
Exactly. If they can't reveal their true selves, like, you're not going to be happy in the relationship anyways. You're being the them.
You have nothing to hide, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah. You're being the you want them to want you to be instead of the you want to be. You know? Like, come on, be yourself, or you're going to have to be somebody else for every single day of your GD life. 7 creatures holding hands in the desert. Let's do it. 323. Now we're deep in this talk with them anyways. You command them to reveal their true selves to you. They stand in silence. You ask them to name their gods, and again there's silence. But a transformation is taking place because under the cowls something is happening, but their faces are hidden so you cannot see what. You order them to show themselves, and slowly each phantom lifts its hands to its hood. Together they flip back their cowls, and the sight revealed makes you freeze in terror. Each spirit now has the head of a hissing serpent, darting, flashing in your direction. In blind panic, you burst from the circle and run towards the forest, not daring to look back. The shock will cost you 1 skill point. No. When you are a safe distance from them, you slow down, and ahead of you is the next stage of your quest, the Forest of Snatta, 133.
Well, I do have to say, I think letting them sing a song would have been significantly worse.
That's my guess, too. But I guess turning around and just going to the forest is probably the right call there, I guess. Yeah.
I guess you're supposed to look at it and go, 7? 7? Nah, 7's a bad number in this book and turn around.
Yeah, but I was with you. I was like, 7. I mean, 7 like the serpents, that seems bad, but then one's dead. But I was with you 100% of the way. As you reach the forest, the air is becoming cooler and the night is approaching. You must decide whether to camp on the outskirts of the forest for the night or to carry on without resting. If you wish to stop, eat, and rest, turn to 55. If you rather carry on through the night, turn to 159. We don't have provisions, as
we do not have provisions. We
wait.
haven't eaten since we last slept.
Surely when we used our goddess button, that does not give you provisions, right? Why would it, right? Surely no. Let's just say it does. No.
Well, look, Libra, I know you just fully healed me as well as removed all of the debuffs that I possibly could have had in this instance. My stamina is back on full, so is my luck, so is my skill. Thank you very kindly for all that. But if you got a chocolate bar I can have.
Hey, Libra Eats. Can you want to stop at the Taco Bell for me on your way down to... Oh,
do you know anywhere you can get a pint of Ben & Jerry's on the way as well? Thanks.
You got 2 minutes to add it to your to make it a double dash. So sad that I know that that's a thing. I've not done it. But isn't it? It's a little messed up, you know. Do you know about this?
If this is that you can order something from one place and then while they're driving,
while they're driving,
go here too.
And there's like a timer. They're like, if order within 2 minutes to make them also stop at McDonald's and pick you up like a Big Mac. And I'm like, oh, I haven't done it yet, but like, there's gonna be a day where the offering is too high. If they show me some Arby's curly fries on that, I'm gonna be like, God help me, I'm gonna sin.
My roommate has had that exact thing happen in that Uber has learned that if Uber offers him tiramisu on the way, he'll get it 100% of the time.
That's very funny. Well, okay, we don't have food then. Is there a point to resting? Have we eaten today? I don't remember.
No, because the last time we slept was before we were woken up by the bandits.
True. That was such a quick time in between falling.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's concerning to me from a metagame angle. Feels like we missed something.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
I imagine walking on will just cost us some stamina. I imagine sleeping, like, we're going to lose
Probably.
stamina having not eaten today regardless. If we sleep, we also get some stamina back for resting. We're on 19 out of 23. We'll lose 3 to hunger.
Yes. Oops. So you think we should think we should just carry on? Ignore?
I think we could stop and rest.
Okay.
Because we'll be losing 3 hunger from the other option, and at least getting some stamina restoration from resting will hopefully keep us comfortable through the next 6 serpents.
All right, to 55 we go.
What are they going to do, steal our rations?
You find a shelter spot to settle down. If you wish to eat provisions, you may do so. We cannot. As you stretch out to sleep, you are aware of the strange noises coming from the forest ahead. Strange animal calls haunt the air. What dangers lie in store for you? No doubt you'll find out tomorrow. You drift off to sleep. Go to 2:35. You spend an undisturbed night in the fringe of the forest. You may add 3 stamina points for your night's rest, but if you didn't eat, deduct 3 stamina points. Hey, net nooch. We take those.
Woo!
And now there are 3 paths in the forest. Left, right, or middle.
I think just constantly going forwards has been deleterious to our progress so far. So perhaps left or right.
Yeah, let's go right. There's only one right way.
Perfect. 329.
The path is quite wide and looks well used, but there's no signs of who or what uses it. For most of the morning, you follow it through the woods until you reach an area where 2 paths converge. Further on from that, the path becomes much narrower. You're following a little-used trail, yet this is definitely the way towards Lake Ilklala. You squeeze between 2 bushes which have overgrown the path, and you find yourself tangled up in them. This is most annoying. I was like, this is the most annoying thing ever. I thought that's what they're going to say. This is so annoying. This is most annoying, and you try to pull yourself free. A chill comes over you, and you are getting tangled further. A bush itself seems to be wrapping around you. In short time, you will not be able to move. What will you do? Draw your weapon or cast a spell.
The spells offered are Nip, which I think is something, but I can't remember it. Goblin, which is, or Gob, which is someone from Goblin Teeth Goblins. We have 4 Goblin Teeth still remaining. Rock, which I don't think is anything. Fix, which holds the thing in position if we cast a sapling at it. We don't have the sapling for it, though. And Hot, which is a fireball.
I think Rock was something to... Wasn't it like a petrification or something?
Oh, yes, but if it is that... If that's the petrification spell, then it needs stone dust, which we do have.
Do you know any other requirements for it? I don't remember.
I can't remember any other spell related to the stone dust, so I think it would be Rock.
Okay.
There's
also these things underneath. If you have the essence of bark, you can turn to 212. If you have a hewing axe, go to 196. We have neither of those.
I think Nip might be a yellow powder.
Yeah? Is that the which one is that? The zip?
Go fast.
Zip? That seems relevant.
Zip, I think, is teleport from Green Metal Ring. But I think we have a yellow powder. We could try it.
In a short time, you'll not be able to move. I mean, I feel like moving fast seems like a relevant thing to do in this situation.
I can't see how... I guess we could petrify the stuff around us, but if it's petrified, we're just locked in, right? Surely?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like that. 466. Deduct a stamina point. Do you have any yellow powder with you? If not, the spell will not work. If you have a yellow powder, you must sniff some, and you may then cast your spell. However, the strangle brush is holding you firm, and your actions, although speeded up to several times the normal rate, cannot disentangle you. Turn to 305. Oh.
Well, it's nice to have confirmation.
The strangle brush is squeezing you tight and tighter. Your struggles are wasted as soon as it becomes difficult to breathe. You cannot move your arms, so you cast a spell. If you are to survive this, you have only one hope, which is a prayer to Libra. If you've not called on your goddess, turn to 56. Otherwise, your journey's come to an end. Okay, so our journey's come to an end.
The double dash window is over. We can't get that.
So that's
we can't order a dessert to our life.
I know.
That's a death.
That's a death. Mark it down.
I think if we go back to being in their midst, perhaps we should cast Rock.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Honestly, part of it is because if rock does resolve. If it doesn't resolve, it kills us and we go back. But if it does resolve, we now know what rock is.
Yeah, it's very true. All right, 368. Deduct a stamina point. Do you have any stone dust with you? If not, you cannot use a spell. Turn to 305. If you have some stone dust, sprinkle it over the strangle brush and cast your spell. However, the spell does not work on plants. Okay, so it's a real spell and it does work, but it just doesn't work on plants. You will now have to draw your weapon and cut yourself free on 167.
Why, when it doesn't work in the other instance, can't we draw our weapon?
I guess because we had to take the time to snort the powder. I guess. Test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 27. If you're unlucky, turn to 77.
Rito, you're looking for a 9 and under.
Okay. Look, does that count? I just pulled it up. Okay, I got a 7.
Perfect. That counts as lucky. We'll meet on 27.
Meet you there. You manage to pull out your weapon. The position is awkward, but you can use it to cut your way free. The Strangle Brush has a skill of 5 and stamina of 8. The Strangle Brush will not actually injure you. Its skill merely reflects its defensive capabilities. So if the attack strength is higher than yours, you will not deduct stamina points, but if you don't defeat it in 5 rounds, turn to 305.
All right, then. Skill of 5? That's relatively easy to beat. Our skill is 8, modified for the moment, unfortunately. But that's a 15 on the first roll against.
Okay. Versus a 14. Yeah. That's
all
a
right,
success?
You actually cannot beat a 20.
Correct. I got an 11. So that's 2 chops towards the brush, 2 more, and we are successful. 2 out of 3 of the next ones, and we're good. Well, I think you
15.
can't. I think you can't get lower than an 8.
Perfect. Literally, that's the skill. And then final, hopefully, is 8 plus 8 is 16.
11. You know what? A skill of 5 is pretty low, is what I really realized there. All right.
But also, for the exact same reason, I would love our knight skill point back.
Yes. Turn to 305. Wait, is that... Oh, shoot. Is that the right one? I already scrolled.
If you do defeat the plant 106.
Okay. Yeah, I got the vibe that I looked at the wrong number. You step out of the strangle brush and brush yourself down, strangle style. The path leads onwards, running slightly downhill. You pass through a small clearing where you stop and look. Through the trees, you can see the next stage of your journey, Lake Ilklala. You must cross the lake to reach the foothills of Zaman. From where the uphill journey you will take you to the fortress of Mampang. I love fantasy sometimes, you know. Oh, it's Lake Ilklala, to the foothills of Zaman, to the fortress of Mampang. But tarry not! You're wasting time. You set off once more through the woods until you reach, wouldn't you guess it, a choice between directions. Will you take the left-hand path or the right-hand path? I have no strong feelings towards
we
a
went
direction.
Right last time. Let's go left. 119. It's also less far to have to flip in the book.
Ooh. The path winds tortuously through the forest. At one stage, it skirts a hillock, and you sound makes you stop. Some inner sense advises cautions as you proceed and creep forward slowly around the hillock. On the far side is a wooden doorway. Sounds from within indicate that someone or something, always, every time, is definitely inside. Do you want to creep up to the door and see what's going on, or tiptoe past and just leave?
I mean, resisting the call of adventure was correct last time.
I know. It can't be correct every time, right?
Exactly.
171?
We gotta grade him. Well, sneakily.
You cannot see anything through the door. You'll have to either leave the area, open the door. If you wish to enter, you may wish to cast a spell first. Tell, Dop, Pop, Zap, Far. Which are these? Sorry?
We have Tell, which is telepathy, which I believe is reading the thoughts of a creature around you, but we need a cloth cap that we do not have. There's De-opening spell, which doesn't need any casting reagent, and it opens the door. There's Pop, which it turns a pebble into a little cherry bomb. Zap, which is one of the more expensive spells for a lightning bolt. And then Far, which I think this is the crystal orb. I think this is seeing something in the future or far away. Can't tell if it's time displaced or location displaced. But we do have that crystal orb.
True. Is it just as simple as letting us see the future?
I wish I could tell you.
Let's find out. We're info gathering, right?
Yeah.
354?
354.
Yeah. Dr. Salmon Point, you have the Orb of Crystal with you. Yep. Turn to 4. Wait. Turn to 492 if you do have it with you. Yes.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yes. Sorry, they refer to it both as the Orb of Crystal and the Crystal Orb in this same passage.
Yeah. You cast your spell and gaze into the orb. You can see a dark underground cavern with a table and a chair at which a single human-like figure sits, gazing into a similar orb. Something is swirling in the other orb, but you cannot see what the images are that are forming. What does this mean? Turn to 171 and choose your next course of action.
I guess all I can really get from that is that we're also being watched.
Yeah, could be that. Or if it's the near future, maybe it's us looking into the orb again. In caverns. I don't know. Okay, well, back to square one. Oh, boy.
I mean, we don't even know if it's locked, to be fair.
Yeah, that's the D&D problem there. Like,
Yeah. Should we cast a 10th level opening spell and then it was ajar?
yeah, I mean, I'm down to go to 265 to see if it's even locked.
Yeah, let's do it.
The door opens to allow you into a dark passageway. Following the passage downwards, you can eventually see a glowing light ahead of you, and you can hear voices. Will you creep along to the end to see what is happening, or draw your weapon and march in boldly? So it's dark passageway, probably the cavern, probably glowing. It's probably a de-orb person.
It was our immediate future we were seeing.
I think so.
I think we don't have to drop our element of surprise yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. 190. At the end of a passageway, a small room is lit by a single candle standing on a wooden table. The candlelight reveals a murky room, but one used as a place of residence, judging by the furniture scattered about. Seated at the table is a spindly creature whose attention is focused on a glass orb standing on a plinth. The creature is mumbling something at the orb. Shapes and colors are swirling across its surface, but you cannot make out anything clearly. Will you politely disturb the creature to announce yourself, or draw your weapon and attack?
I mean, just I don't know if it's metagaming to refer to the image that is on the left-hand side of the page of this character and what's swirling in that glass, but both of them look pretty serpentine to me.
Yeah, I agree. Does that mean we kill him just because he's a snake?
I mean, we can interrogate them, because if we get into conversation with them, we can use the serpent ring to force them to reveal to us a secret. So there's definitely a play in still having the discussion, even if we do believe it to be a serpent.
282 then.
Hell yeah.
You are about to open your mouth to greet the creature when a squeaky voice breaks the silence.
All right.
It says,
Don't stand there stammering like a half-orc with the jitters. Come in, sit yourself down. I'm busy. I'll be with you in a minute.
The voice is female. Perhaps this woman is an elf of some kind. She's engrossed in her glass orb. You know how elves are.
Kids with their glass orbs.
Glass orbs. I was a glass orb baby.
I was raised by glass orb.
I know. Molded by it. But in a few moments, she sits back and looks at you.
So, a visitor. And a human, too. I'm Finestra, elf sorceress. Now, I have an excuse for being here. This is my home. But you must be a long way from your home. What in Gred's name are you doing in this forest?
She watches you intently as you explain your story, while being careful to leave out your true mission. Her eyes are too large for her face, and they do seem to glow softly of their own accord. Well, this effect is quite disturbing. Oh well. The whole effect is quite disturbing, is the actual sentence. But she leans attentively and appears genuinely interested in your travels. You may ask her a question now. Will you ask her whether she has any magic which might be of use to you? Ask her how you may best cross Lake Ilklala? Or make a comment about strange happenings to see whether you can steer some conversation towards the subject of the 7 serpents.
I am kind of interested to see what her response would be to, do you have any magic that would be of use to us?
Yeah, that does
a
seem...
sorceress who, cares for herself in the midst of a dangerous forest and also is talking, comfortably and amicably with humans?
Yeah, I do wonder if this is just an alternate way to get a crystal orb.
Oh.
I'm willing to go and find out.
I hope that if it is that, there's if you already have a crystal orb, she offers you something else.
So, you also use the mystic arts?
She exclaims.
Then we certainly do have much in common.
You chat for her for some time. Comparing spell notes, she has a good supply of spell artifacts, and she will exchange these with you. You may give her 2 items which are used in your spells, and you will, in return, receive 1 spell artifact of your choice. She has all of the items needed for the spells in the spell book. Ooh, she's delighted to have found someone with a similar profession. Turn to 183. This is
We have
quite...
to give up. Okay, Rita, I gotta tell you, there's like there is one here that we can easily give up.
Yeah? What's that?
And that's beeswax. That's
Yeah?
for casting Raz. We spread it on our blade in order to do 2 more damage every time we hit an enemy. It's good, admittedly. It is good, but it's also mutable by other combat abilities.
True.
And then secondly, I think we could probably get away with giving her some goblin teeth.
I think you're right. That's what
agent for goblin spell.
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that as well. The question is then, what do we
Now-
get? Do we get the... one thing that shows up a lot is the mask.
Yes, because apparently that was available in the first book. I can imagine where it would have been, near the headhunters. There's the mask. There is that the ring of green metal for being able to zip.
True.
Also, just to clarify, would you think it's fair to argue that 2 goblin's teeth is 2 casting reagents? Or do we have to give her all our goblin's teeth and the beeswax?
You must give her 2 items which are used in your spells. Interesting.
That sounds like 2 goblin's teeth work to
You
me.
must give her 2 items which are used in your spells. You know what? I think we could give her 2 goblin's teeth.
The goblin tooth spell uses a single goblin's tooth to make a goblin, and then you can also use as many additional ones as you like.
That is, I don't even think it's cheating. Yeah, I'm
Great
down.
deal.
Was
Okay,
there
2 goblin's teeth remaining?
So, I mean, yeah, I can't really remember any other thing. The green metal ring and the mask are things that stick out to me as things that I remember, and I know that we've been offered GAC as an option a lot.
Yes.
I don't remember what it does. Is it scare them or something?
Scares things away, yes, I believe. I think I can only remember one other reagent that comes. Well, you know what? The staff of oak sapling, although we are currently in like a forest, it feels like that's also appeared a lot of times to be able to fix an enemy in place, and we haven't been able to do that. But there have also been alternate solutions that accomplish similar things. The one that I will mention is the pearl ring for invisibility. That
Do you know
seems
what that
particularly
spell is?
powerful as well.
Like what the code? Because without that, it's like kind of useless.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping you would be like, oh, the pearl ring. It's this.
I don't remember.
I'm more than happy to go the black mask. More than happy to go for the ring of green metal.
I think I'm leaning towards the ring of green metal.
Yeah.
Teleporting
Because
sounds
if I
more
recall
useful.
correctly, that's zip and teleport, right? That's
Yeah.
that one.
The other one is GAC, and I think it's fearing.
Yes,
But, like-
I'm almost certain that one's fearing.
All right. Bada bing, bada boom.
When I walk in, I'm the king of the room.
Turn to 183 with a green metal ring.
Apologies if there's text on the other side. I was writing down ring of green metal.
Enjoy your teeth, lady. You're getting on well with her and decide to bring the conversation around to your mission. You ask her about the 7 serpents. She stops talking and looks at you, her eyes widening.
What interest have you in the 7 serpents?
She asks. Dare you risk telling her the truth? You decide to play it safe and tell her that you've heard they heard that decide to play it safe. Tell her that you have heard they are about, and you would like to set eyes on the infamous creatures. Okay, gotcha.
I can lead you to one of the creatures.
She says.
Or I have a secret. I believe I can trust you with it. The 7 serpents are no friends of mine, for each time they fly into Kakabad, they land in this forest and cause disturbances. The cursed water serpent killed my father during such a visit. That I'll never forget.
I hope so.
My father didn't know of its weakness, for the serpent of water cannot abide oil. Oil and water do not mix, and for this reason, I have plentiful in store. For I will avenge my father. Let me show you what I have in my orb.
Realizing that you found a useful ally, you explain to Finestra that you must kill these creatures, and she smiles.
Oh, then take this flask of oil with you on your journey. And may your goddess be with you if you meet the evil creature.
She won't be. We used her already.
No.
My faith has a cooldown, unfortunately. She hands you a flask of oil and turns to the glass orb on the table. Then she smooths her hands over the surface, mumbling under her breath, and a shape begins to appear in the orb. And your jaw drops as you make out the form of a winged serpent.
Yes,
She says,
I have here the sun serpent, lured down from the skies with a rain spell. I offered it shelter, for a sun serpent cannot tolerate water, and then magicked it into my orb. Eventually, the water serpent will come looking for its companion, and when that happens, I'll be ready. You can even talk to the creature if you wish.
She looks deep into the orb with a look of disgust on her face. You may ask for advice on crossing Lake Ilklala, or ask her for any other advice she might have on the serpents. Or you may leave and rejoin the path.
Well, none of those, I note, are asking any questions to this sun serpent, who might be receptive to answering a secret 14 pages earlier than this.
That's what I was going to say. Is this...
Hell yeah. The number ends in 3, which typically means that, yes. So 169 should be our interrogation.
You look into the orb and hold your serpent ring up to the trapped creature.
Son, you human.
It hisses.
I am trapped, but I will be free. And when I am, your journey will have been wasted.
Again, you hold up the ring and demand that the sun serpent reveals its secret.
I am compelled to give you but one piece of advice, and this is it. Beware the breath of the mucolytics. But I will tell you no more.
Return to 183. Okay. I mean, more advice is never bad, right?
Yeah, especially when we do actually kind of trust the person to give it.
Yeah.
So her advice on crossing Lake Ilklala, or
76.
the other advice on these serpents, 76.
I can only tell you that the Serpent of Time is the swiftest flyer of the 7. And this serpent can only be defeated by reciting a chant before it. But I've given this chant to the marsh goblins, as they wish to kill the creatures themselves. If you can find them, you may be able to persuade them to part with it. I hope this will be of help with you.
You thank her and prepare to leave. Turn to 324, or if you wish to ask for advice on crossing the lake, go to 132. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
This is like the nicest person we've met in all the books. 132.
Crossing Ilklala?
She asks.
Can be crossed, but only if you're able to summon the Fairymaster. I here have a whistle, which I can blow to call him. For this whistle, I'll only ask 2 gold pieces. Or I'll exchange it of anything you may have that's of use to me.
May exchange it for any of your spell artifacts, but she's not interested in any non-magical items. Exchange if you wish, then turn to 324. Do we have 2 gold?
We do have 2 gold. In fact, we have 19 after looting
woo.
Cladaman.
That seems... 2 seems like a completely fine amount of gold to give up for
Exceptionally, yeah. Like, we're gonna be mugged and lose all of our gold before we spend
Yeah.
19.
So let's do that and head to 324. Before you leave, Finestra offers to help you by giving you a gift. She can offer a medicinal potion, a lucky charm, a calling whistle. Wait. You may choose one of these, turn to the reference and find that item's effect, and then turn to 221. Turn also to 221 if you collected a whistle from her earlier. So we could have gotten it for free. Well, I guess now we get 2 things.
Oh, right. So we turn to the thing, and then we also turn to 221 afterwards because we
already
whistle.
have the whistle. We bought it from her, even though
Right.
she would have given it for free here. But that means we can either take a potion or a lucky charm. I'm assuming the lucky charm is something that's related to the luck stat.
Possibly, yeah.
But is that more
The
important
medicinal
than-
potion, I imagine, to be there's one of them is like you pour a healing potion on someone and it does a lot of work. And I imagine this is
I think
literally just a
that's-
casting reagent for that.
Uh,
Doc. It's called Doc. DOC.
Yeah. I was like trying to think like DR, like doctor. I was working overdrive for that. This is Doc. What's up, Doc? I don't know. It feels like what's our luck at?
It is down at 8 with 11 being our cap.
Not
We
the
are
best.
close to a 50-50 chance when we roll luck.
That's not great.
If I'm honest, I'm also leaning toward Lucky Charm because I think it might have an effect on that, but it also might literally just be whenever you roll for luck, take one off the roll.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, 195. That sounds fun.
God, I hope it is that then.
The lucky charm is a small golden snake which can be hung around your neck. In fact, it is a particularly useful piece in that it will restore your luck to its initial level, but only ever once. You may either wear it now to restore your luck immediately or save it until you feel it'll be more useful, but once you've used it, it will not work again, although the gold content is worth a gold piece. Now turn to 92 to leave the elves' home. This is a great...
Mm-hmm. We can even use it at the appropriate time. Perfect.
Wait, but it said after doing the other thing, it said turn to the other page. So we're not going to 92, right? We're actually...
No.
Shoot. What was the page?
It's 2-1 something, I believe. I may be wrong about that. Oh, 2-2-1.
221, okay. The whistle summons the ferryman of Lake Cladaman, and Finestra tells you how it works.
The ferryman patrols the lakeshore every morning and will attract his attention by blowing this whistle.
First thing in the morning, you may blow the whistle by turning to reference 199. If you're on the shores of Lake Cladaman, you thank Finestra for the whistle and leave her home to rejoin the path. Turn to 92. You may add 3 luck points for finding this whistle.
Oh, hell yeah. So we get back to our max luck, and now we have just the ability to refresh that at some point in the future as well.
So,
Gigantic.
First thing in the morning, you may blow the whistle and turn to reference 199.
If you're on the shores of Lake Cladaman.
If you're on the shores of Lake Cladaman. All right, well, for now, 92. Please. Raps, would you take this one?
Yeah. We're going right. It's a choice of 3 directions. We're going to go right.
Yeah, it's...
A little further along, a path divides into 3. We choose to go right on 274.
Okay. The trail leads through the woods and you follow it for a couple of hours. The path is downhill and you make good progress. You're walking alongside a stream when suddenly, for no apparent reason, you trip over. You feel that you have kicked something close to the water, but there is nothing there. You sit up and look around. You're horrified to see 4 dark pairs of eyes staring at you from behind a bush. The eyes move forward and you can see the creatures watching you. Snaticats! They're about the size of large dogs. That's not that scary. With ugly snub noses that are black fur trimmed with yellow flashes. They step towards you and then they disappear. You blink. You look again, but they're nowhere to be seen. You listen carefully. Their footsteps cannot be disguised. They're advancing towards you. Will you spring to your feet and run off ahead down the path? Stand and face them with your weapon or cast a spell? What do we have here?
I'm going to start on the second one. We have a force field that we could just erect directly in front of us, blocking them from accessing us. We have rock, which is turn them to stone using our special stone dust. We have gum, which we do not have the access for the reagent for, but this would be a glue vial, and it would be able to connect them to the ground and stick them there. And then finally, gob, summon goblins with our remaining 2 goblins' teeth. However, we also have the option to pull out our orb of crystal and look into the future. Why?
Yeah.
Hold up. Don't kill me. I want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
No spoilers.
Yeah. I didn't see the image of you looking into the orb and seeing you looking into the orb and the cat pounces on you.
I do think by far rock has to be the best solution that we have available. I think there's even 1 stamina.
Oh, I don't remember that, but that's good if true. Yeah, 431. That's got to be good.
Absolutely.
Deduct a stamina point. Do you have any stone dust? If not, you try and... okay, yes, we do. If you have the stone dust, you may try and immobilize 3 of the Snaticats that are attacking you. Test your luck. If you're lucky, the attempt is successful. The 3 invisible creatures are turned to stone statues, leaving only the 4th for you to fight. If you're unlucky, you may manage to catch one of them. Okay, is it possible for us to fail the roll where we're at max?
It is. You would have to roll double 6 in order to fail the roll.
I did not. I rolled a 3 and a 2. So we are good.
All
we are lucky. 3 of them turned to stone, which seems like an amazing use of 1 stamina. All right. Draw your weapon.
Also, I wonder
99.
if after this fight we'll be able to collect more Snaticat teeth. Because we do have some of them.
Right? Yeah, probably. The 4 invisible cats approach. Although you cannot see them, you can hear the footsteps. The Snaticats will attack you one at a time. Yes, it will. While they are invisible, it is invisible and hence difficult targets, you must deduct 2 points from your attack strength roll. However, as soon as you wound a Snaticat, it will cause it to break concentration and become visible for the next attack round. Okay, so it has 7 skill, 9 stamina, but the first hit is difficult.
I'm going to roll for our chakram.
Yes.
If I roll on 2d6 less than our skill, we'll damage it before the first round. Unfortunately, I rolled 10 and our skill is 8.
All right.
Chakram, you gotta do something one of these days.
All right.
Alright.
So
First battle round. Oh dear. 8 plus 4 minus 2, 10.
12. Not a high roll, but better than you.
Yeah, it's to be expected.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You cannot roll lower than I just did, which is 8. Just
yeah.
our skill value.
Yeah. No.
Down to 12 health.
15. Come on, Raps. Oh, here we go. This has got to be your time to shine. Come on.
Rito,
What?
I don't know if these dice are wrong. I don't know if I should send them to hell and find different dice, but that's another double 1. That's another snake eyes. You can't roll lower than 8.
Raps, I rolled a 10. What's going on?
I rolled an 8. I don't know what to tell you. I rolled 2 1s and both of them got wiped out by the invisibility. Okay. Now's our time to shine. Are you ready? Are you ready
I'm ready
for
to rumble.
a 14?
I am not. That's a 13. It's close though. But that doesn't matter. We broke him out of the invisibility. That's huge.
Broke him out of the invisibility for that round. I imagine if we hit him this round, it'll also break his concentration for the next round.
I think that's the idea, yes.
15.
12.
And that leaves 5 health on the cat, and it's still visible for another round. Yay. Okay, this is nice. Actually rolling numbers now. That's 17.
15. So it's down to
3. We could
3?
choose to
I think
try
next
and make
time,
this
yeah.
final strike lucky. In fact, this will be the final strike if we do that, so we have to roll the luck before it. Would you like to roll that under a 10, please?
Sure. I rolled a 9. So yes.
Ooh, excellent. Ooh,
That's pretty good. I think it's fine.
14?
Okay, 13. Hey.
That'll do it. No more Snatacat.
All right, if you defeat them, turn to 187. Oh, we can't get... Wait. After the battle, you decide to leave the area quickly in case any other Snaticats visit the spot. You continue along the trail for a few minutes until you reach a suitable clearing where you can catch your breath. Turn to page 20. You collect your things and leave the clearing. For several hours, you follow the path through the woods, but you are aware that the forest is thinning. You must be nearing the edge, which means that you will be able to soon see the waters of Lake Ilklala. It is early evening when you reach the shores of the Great Lake. You look out past the vast expanse of still water which stretches on the horizon, and your heart sinks. How will you cross the lake? Well, there are no signs of people or boats. Well, as far as you can see. Well,
You can't summon a boat with a whistle or anything like that, so what are you going to do?
you sit down and consider this problem for some reason. You might as well camp here for the night if you make your plans in the morning. You may eat provisions if you wish. If you do, add 2 stamina points. If there's it sounds nice to eat a meal one time. Settle down to sleep on 264.
We'll be settling down to sleep on 264 because we have none of those.
You awake early in the morning. If you did not eat at all yesterday, you must deduct 3 stamina points for the lack of food. What have you decided to do about getting across the lake? There are a couple options here, but we had the ability to just use the whistle on 199.
Exactly. Yeah, well remembered, 199.
I wrote it down.
I will also note at this point, just because it's relevant, our stamina has hit 7.
I don't like that.
I imagine it is about to tell us, like, you rested, so you also get some stamina back. But we're on 7 at the moment.
I don't like that. Why don't you come to me with a fun fact next time? Thank you.
Apologies.
After packing up your camp, you pull out the little whistle and blow. No sound comes from it, and you shake it vigorously and blow again. This thing's broken. But there's still no sound. But it's not broken. It emits a high-pitched whistle, silent to the ears, but can only be heard by a fairyman, for he is a dog. A few minutes later, he comes stumbling out from the undergrowth.
All right. Hold your horses. I'm coming. What's your rush, eh?
Woof. He is a scruffy. Wait. He's a scruffy, unwashed individual, somewhat overweight, but with a broad pair of shoulders.
Right then.
He says, scratching himself across the chest.
Where to?
You tell him you wish to cross the lake, whereupon he bursts into laughter, slapping his knees with his hands.
Of course you want to cross the lake.
He laughs.
Everyone wants to cross the lake. But I still asks where to anyway. Just my little jest. Right then, that'll be 4 gold pieces. In advance, if you don't mind.
Will you pay the fee? Or if you haven't that much money, try and fight or trick him? I mean, I'm fine to pay the fee.
Yeah, he's doing. We are literally hiring him to do a job for us. We called him on a whistle. Like, this is like calling an Uber and going, "Well, I'm not gonna pay, by the way. Like, it's gonna bounce."
Yeah.
But if you could just take me to Chicago, please.
I like a number 7. All right, please pull up to the next window. Give me the food. I'm gonna fight you. Okay.
Then pull up to the next counter then. It's just you pull up there, it's just Mike Tyson, you hear ding ding. All right.
Oh god.
All right, pay the man his fee. He earns this for.
I missed what where are we going? What page are we going to?
110 will be paying him his requisite due.
He disappears into the undergrowth and reappears a few moments later, dragging a heavy boat.
Oh, give me a hand, idiot.
He barks. Raps, I'm noticing lots of signs that this is actually a dog. And together you pull the boat into the water and climb in. He throws you the oars and snaps.
Take the oars, fool. Start rowing.
Somehow his manner has changed and his tone is more aggressive. Is the fact he called us a fool and an idiot? I think that is probably the hint that he's being aggressive. Will you do as he says, or are you not going to take orders from someone whose job it is to row you across? He's going to the doctor. Will you please open your mouth and cough? Excuse me. I'm not going to take orders from someone whose job it is to cure me.
Now, I gotta say, it is slightly different if I sit in the chair and then they go, "All right, you stupid idiot, open your goddamn mouth and I'm gonna wrench those teeth out." Like, I would, at that point, I would feel quite justified going, "Hang on."
I wouldn't. I'm a pushover. I'd say, yeah, sure. Give me a hand, idiot.
All right, we're taking them all out. I don't like them.
Yeah, me either. I don't like them.
I've always thought of gummy food. That's much better.
Yeah. I love applesauce the most. Yes. Mashed potatoes, applesauce. Let's do as he says, because this is stupid.
Yeah.
Why would we not?
I mean, we're in a pretty vulnerable position.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to be too forward with someone who I'm pretty sure has a combat stat line. You know?
Yeah.
You start rowing across the wide lake, and the water is thick and heavy, making your journey quite a tiring exercise.
Deduct 1 skill point until you reach the shore.
The ferryman is silent, watching you as you struggle with the oars, and you speak to him, but he does not reply. Okay, I didn't know he wasn't helping row. Wait, is he not helping row? Okay.
It doesn't appear to be.
Okay. Again, you try and speak to him, but there's no response. Something's not quite right here. You rest your oars, and you reach forward to shake him. As your hand touches his shoulder, to your horror, the ferryman's body shrivels and slumps down, falling over in the seat like a limp sack. At the same time, a hissing noise catches your attention, and a jet of gas has escaped from the soulless body that hovers in the air in front of you. As it swirls around, it gradually forms into the shape of a winged snake. When the shape has formed, it begins to circle in the air above you, dropping lower and lower towards you. A pungent, choking smell hits your nostrils, and you must react quickly. Will you draw your weapon to fight the creature or cast a spell?
Our spells are Zap, Lightning Bolt, Kin, which is summon a duplicate using our gold-backed mirror, 6, which makes 6 of us, Dumb, which makes them dumb and a little inconvenienced mentally for a period of time. They are disorientated, and Huff, which uses the gale horn that was given to us in order to blow away such things as smoke, wisps, steam, etc.
Yeah.
Also, if this is the air sorry?
I also love the next option. Yeah. No, go ahead. What?
Also, if this is the air serpent, we've been given the information that the air serpent is only vulnerable when their spirit is outside of their body.
True. So true.
This guy appears to be limp as a Hessian sack, and there appears to be a spirit attacking us. I think if we huff, we get the spirit instantly. I
Wait,
wonder though.
Don't we have to
We
kill
are
the
on
body?
a 3. Sorry.
Wait, wasn't it that we had to destroy the body before they could get back in or something?
Oh yes.
But maybe
I still think
Huff
might
makes
be
us.
useful.
Yeah, I think Huff is still the way to do that. I'll say
But
that the next
also-
option is: would you instead ignore the creature and just see what happened to the ferryman? I mean, I think we know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seems like he's a soft skin suit.
Yeah.
I will note though, we are on 293.
Mm-hmm.
If we believe this to be an encounter with a serpent, we might be able to go back 14 pages.
Yeah, I think 279. The question is like, do we have time to make? I think it's fine.
I don't think they would give you that, and then
Yeah.
if you use it, you die.
Yeah.
279.
So you have the serpent ring, Analanda.
The serpent hisses.
If such be the case, I am bound by its power to aid you with my advice. But even the serpent ring will not protect you from my wrath. Very well. In the dark chamber of night, do not light your way with the blood candle. Such is my advice, but it will be of no use to you. For these next moments will be your last on earth.
This is my advice. My request to you is that you open a savings account, but it will not be important because this is your last moment on Earth.
Traveler, it's important to max out your 401k contributions year over year. But that won't be useful to you because you're not collecting compound interest. You're going to die.
Oh gosh. All right. Now return to 293. Okay. I think we huff 350.
Yeah, huff and puff and blow their house down.
Yeah. Deduct Sandpoint. Do you have the gale horn with you? Yep. If not, you cannot. Yeah. If you have the gale horn, you may cast your spell and blow the horn. A tremendous blast of wind comes from the horn, aimed straight at the air serpent you face. It tries desperately to avoid the gust, but is caught, and its shape disappears as the wispy body is dispersed. You killed it. Oh.
Got him.
Turn to 213. I thought that was going to be step 1.
Yeah.
The wind serpent dies to wind? Just like that? Just like, boom. Air serpent gone?
We didn't try to burn the fire serpent. Dang. We could have done that, apparently.
Yeah. Weird. Having rid yourself of the air serpent, you set off. You take the oars of the boat and row yourself across the Great Lake. The going is not easy, as the water is thick and heavy. In the center of the lake, you stop, because several yards ahead of you, the water is bubbling up. Do you wish to see what this is that's bubbling, or do you steer a wide course and avoid it? I mean, it's the water serpent, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's probably the water serpent.
26? Well,
36 or 28?
Sorry. Yeah. 28 to see what the bubbling is. I'm afraid that 36 just, like, skips the serpent altogether. That's my concern.
But we were told, if I recall, no, that's for the time serpent. Yeah, maybe we need to encounter the water serpent like this. All right, 28. I'm down.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just afraid of missing content. You take the boat carefully up to the disturbance to see what is happening, but you can see nothing, because perhaps this is simply a natural occurrence where an underground spring or air passage breaks through the bed of the lake. You shrug and sit down again, ready to take the oars, and suddenly the boat lurches violently in the water. The bubbling is moved and is now directly under your boat. You are thrown from your seat and must test your luck. All right. What is your
You are
luck
testing
set?
against a 9.
I got an 8. This is happening too many times, and it's making me uncomfortable. All right. Turn to 118. Desperately, you grab to the side of the boat, and in the nick of time, you find something to hold on to. The boat tosses about for a short while and then steadies itself. The waters go calm, and an unnatural stillness hangs in the air. You have the feeling that something even more dangerous is about to happen. Turn to 303. Without warning, a bubbling starts again, this time on the port side of the boat, breaking through the surface of the water. Shape rises into the air. A snake-like coil rises from the lake on watery wings and hovers, dripping in the air. This creature is made from water itself and glares down at you, ready to strike. Will you cast a spell, or will you fight it another way? I feel as though that's what we want to do, right? There are some spells. I mean, you can go through them if you want.
Sure. Walk, which is just defend yourself with a magical shield using a coin. Force field. Raz, which would be sharpening our blade with the beeswax. Mud. I'm not sure how that would work in this instance, because that's to create quicksand below them with the sand, which I believe we have. We have a pouch of sand. I think that counts.
I think so.
And then finally hot, which is fireball. Probably not relevant to the water.
Yeah, I mean, I think, let's be honest, 172 to like throw the oil is probably the answer.
But actually,
Hmm.
I think the answer is 14 pages earlier than this on
You're right.
289.
Correct.
Ring!
This is the creature.
Its power will not save you this life, Analanda. But I am bound by its power to aid you. I will tell you this. Pay respect to Nagamante, the torture master, should you meet him. But that's all I'm bound to tell.
Respect your elders, traveler. Now die.
Return to 303 and choose your next course of action. Now let's throw oil on it. 172.
Hell yeah.
You may either draw your weapon and battle the creature with a skill of 10 and stamina of 11. Wow. Or you may look through your backpack for something to use, turning to 245. Yes, that one. What do you find to use in your backpack? A flask of oil, a lucky talisman, or snakebite antidote. Flask of oil.
Absolutely. I don't, like, we do have a lucky talisman, but I don't think it's
I
relevant
feel
in
like
this situation.
that's not relevant, yeah. You reach for the flask and wait for the serpent to attack. It circles in the air and dives down at you. You duck quickly, and as it flies overhead, you shake out the contents of the flask at the creature. You watch in amazement as the oil takes effect. Before the creature can even utter a sound, the oil has broken it up into harmless splashes of water, which now rain down on the lake. These things are flimsy.
Mm-hmm.
You have defeated the water serpent. Turn to 75.
I do like that they all have these quick kill strats.
It's fun. It feels like an old video game, you know, with like,
Yeah.
if you wave the fishing rod in this part, you actually can, like, I know it sounds fake, but if you just take out the fishing rod during this fight, it's like actually gonna stun him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You catch your breath for a few moments and then set off towards the north shore of the lake. Half an hour later, you're pulling the boat up onto the marshy shore. You've crossed the lake, turn to 147.
We regain our lost skill point for being on the water.
Oh, yes. You tie the boat up in a sheltered spot and wade through the Vishlami swamp. Test your luck. Need an 8 or lower?
We are 8 on luck at the moment. We could use the lucky talisman to bump that back up, but we could also push.
I already rolled and I got a snake eyes, which is good in this scenario.
Incredible.
I didn't even consider for a second that was low enough to use our replenishment.
This worked out, so it's good.
All right, turn to 182. Eventually, the water becomes shallow and you step out onto the marshy ground. You find a spot where you may rest and eat provisions. They keep talking about these provisions like anyone actually has them. If you wish to stop and eat, add 2 stamina points. If you've not eaten today, as you get ready to leave, you hear a crashing in the distance, followed by cries. Something, or a group of somethings, that's a new one,
Always.
is headed your way. Will you stay where you are but hide, run away in the opposite direction, or wait and see what happens? Okay. Another week. Poof. Passed like that. Now we have to make a decision. Will you stay where you are but hide, run away in the opposite direction, or wait and see what happens?
Now, Rito, over the course of that intervening week, we did not regain any stamina.
Yeah,
unfortunately. So I'm a little scared of everything right now.
It's true. I mean, so we didn't get the stamina back for sleeping, I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
We slept, but we didn't get the stamina back. Yes. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we make our decision with that in mind. Is there one of these that's going to make us more likely to regain that stamina? Hiding?
I suspect hiding is probably the best option for that. I imagine if we hide, we will have to pass some additional skill check later, possibly even luck, which is not a good look for us either at the moment with only 7 luck, in order to actually be hidden.
Yeah, I think that's relatively wise.
But I suspect the other options are likely to cost us more stamina, so I'm not certain.
All right, let's just, I don't know, 136. Let's make a decision.
Time to hide.
You crouch down in a clump of reeds to wait for your visitors to arrive. A few minutes later, a small group of marsh goblins, ugly, snub-nosed creatures with webbed hands, arrive in the clearing and stop. They're panting hard as they are being chased. They jabber at one another, but you cannot understand their language. Will you wait until they moved on or step forward to reveal yourself to them? So,
Rita?
We were told about these little goobers.
We were.
What were we told about these
Do you
little
remember
goobers?
what we were told?
Yes,
okay.
but tell me anyways.
What we were told was by I can't remember her name, the elf witch in the forest, elf sorceress rather. She told us that the chant that defeats the time serpent is known by the marsh goblins.
That's
and
right.
also in addition to that, I will note that we do have the
green hair thing.
green head wig, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we should be able to communicate
I
with them.
feel like we should reveal ourselves then on 91. Yeah.
Like it. Let's do it.
You step forward out of cover and face the goblins. Your sudden appearance takes them by surprise. What will your next step be? Will you draw your weapon, try and talk with them, or cast a spell? And these spells are...
I don't think we need to summon goblins at their feet with gob. Nif, I think is Nif the sniff? Is that the wolf?
That's the
Like-
smell one, I thought.
Yes, make everything so stinky that they run away. Pop, turn pebbles into explosions, wrap the ability to talk with them. We turn around a seat and we sit on it the wrong way with a cap on the wrong direction. We ask him,
Whoa.
"Hey kid, how you feeling? What's up? Well, why don't
How's
you,
life
why
at
don't you
home?"
level with me?" Yeah, exactly.
I'll adopt
and do
you.
you feel like one of the protagonists of your shonen anime, she said? And then finally we have Nip, which is
I don't know. Is that a spell
drinking
even?
fire water to get more strong? No, that's pep.
Oh.
I can't remember what Nip is.
It's rap then.
It is
396?
rap. It's definitely rap here. 396.
Does this take stamina?
It will take one. All spells do at least.
Deduct stamina point. You have the green-haired wig. Yes. If you have a green-haired wig, turn to 410. Okay. You place the wig on your head, cast your spell, and start to talk to the goblins. Their incomprehensible jabberings begin to sound more meaningful as soon as you're talking to them. You manage to establish that they are running from a great serpent. They believe it has godly powers, but you explain it's likely to be one of the Archmage's messengers. They had been trying to drive the creature from the area with the help of a sacred scroll given to them by the sorceress from the forest of the Snada, but they could not read the scroll and couldn't decide what to do with it. You ask for a look at the scroll, and one of them pulls out. The language on the scroll is strange, and the message is written in the form of a short magic spell or a chant. You study the chant and begin to make some sense of it. Look at the message illustrated. It may suggest to you a reference number. When you come across the Serpent of Time, you will most likely die unless you can pick up a clue in the form of this reference number from this chant. Face the Serpent of Time, turn to this reference. No option will be given to you, and if you're correct, you will be able to defeat the creature. You thank the goblins for their information and promise to do what you can to destroy the serpent, turning to 295. Okay, so there is,
There's a series of sigils. They kind of look similar to the English text. Like there's an H, but the H is also one of the old alchemical symbols instead of an actual H. Like if I will try and give you a naive read of this as words.
Yes.
It's not going to be especially effective. His fizz dano do. Joga Sophie si. Aga baga Uga something. Uga, but there's another letter in front of the second one. Mogul, and then a hashtag dude standing up.
Hashtag dude standing up.
The thing that appears in someone's eyes when they've been hypnotized, dude standing up again, and then two triangles.
Yeah. At the top, it's worth noting at the top it says Lix, Lix as well. I mean, it's not just like Roman numeral, right? Like Lix.
Oh, could be. Is L 500? L might be 500, because that would be 509 then. L Roman numeral is 50. Okay, so
that'd be 59.
Yeah, if it's suggesting it in Roman numerals as 59, honestly, I know this is out of the spirit of the game, but I kind of want to check because, like, there's so much information on here to try and decipher. If it's not that, it would be real awkward to just turn to 59 and then die at the time. Is there anything else it could be, though? There's a couple of circles, dots on the page, not really seeming especially relevant. That certainly seems to be the most likely. Especially considering the way that the puzzle in the City Board of Traps was, which was like, there's so much information, but literally it's just like count the numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to dumb myself down somehow. And the only thing that's standing out to me is the LIX at the top, but that feels so straight. It's like, I don't know. Is it straightforward?
I think it's the only interpretable part.
It's the only thing that it's the only thing that I see. I don't know. That's the only thing I've got.
I can tell you from like a naive like inspection that the rest of the text is not translatable. Like if it is, it translates to nonsense words like agabaga uga booga. Like,
True.
So if it's not interpretable in the text, I think we just have to assume that it's Roman numerals for the title.
I mean, it's also like worth noting, I know the audience can't see it, it's worth noting that it's the most bold and easy to read part of this image as well. So like I think we just go LIX Roman numerals 59.
So that would be 59, and then we save that as the reference for when we meet the serpent.
Time Serpents.
I wrote that down.
All right, 295. It's the Time Serpent. No. You continue cautiously through the reeds and grasses until a loud rustling noise to your right makes you stop. The rustling turns into a loud hissing, and a large snake-like head rises to the air above the vegetation. Oh, it swivels to the left and right as if it's looking for something. But when its eyes falls on you, steam hisses from between its fangs and flaps its wings. It rises into the air and circles over you, preparing to strike. What will you do? Draw your weapon, turning to 103, or cast a spell on 53.
So one would assume this is the Serpent of Steam,
Yeah.
which I don't think we have any information about.
Yeah.
We do have a lucky charm still if we want to fill our luck at any point, but
True.
I think we can use that at a dime when it's necessary. We could also just, like, look at the spells, because both of these are on 103 and 53. Would we be able to, because numbers that end in 3 are the possibility for going back 14 pages to ask a question to the Serpent? Like, I would love to ask a question to the Serpent. Is that on spell page or weapon page? Both of them end in 3.
Maybe they both have the same passage. You know, like...
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they just have repeat passages. Yeah, I'm down for the spell page. I know that in the past, there's been a couple times where if we go to the spell page, but then we don't want to cast a spell, we do get penalized. But I think I'm willing to take a risk and go to 53, if you are.
Yeah, let's go to 53, and then
Just
see
see what
if we
they
can
are.
do back 14 as well.
Yeah. 53, yeah, we'll try back 14, which is 39.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Oh, are we doing 53 first or 39?
39 first, might as well.
Okay.
So the Analander has the serpent ring.
Hisses the serpent as it hangs in the air.
Then I must tell you this. The Archmage is not as he seems. He may be disguised in Mampang, but then you will never reach the fortress.
All right. In disguise. Good to know. 53. You prepare to cast your spell, keeping a careful eye on the serpent. It darts this way and that, faster and faster until it's moving at an incredible pace. Watching the serpent makes it difficult to concentrate on the spell. And eventually you just give up. You decide to just use your weapon, unless there is some alternative. Oh.
Okay. It's
Don't-
the fact that it's moving faster and faster at an incredible pace, I feel like is making very clear that this is not a steam serpent. This is the Serpent of Time.
Yes, I think so too.
Which means our some alternative is going to page 59.
It also makes sense because they were being chased by, presumably, the Serpent of Time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was thinking, like, I guess maybe they mistook one serpent for
Yeah.
another. Like, I was having to work on that level. This makes much more sense.
You read out the chant. Okay, seems like we got it. And the serpent slows down. A pained expression comes over its face and flaps its wings slowly. Its movements become sluggish, and it hangs unnaturally in the air as if it should, by all rights, fall to the ground, by all known laws of aviation. But it still hangs there, slowly floating downwards. When it's within reach, you are able to attack it with your weapon. The Serpent of Time has a skill of 3 and a stamina of 14. Well, that's a pretty nice amount of skill.
It's just
Why
a
are-
wall.
Why are we even rolling? Can we fail that?
We can fail that, yes. Unfortunately, with an 8 and them having a 3, if we roll snake eyes and they roll double 6s, they will hit us.
Okay, well,
However, it's extremely unlikely. So let's just resolve the battle as quickly as possible.
I rolled-
Chakram, first off.
sure, yeah.
That is lower than our skill. The Chakram does damage. Woo, 1 free round.
All right. I rolled a 4, so that's a 7 total. You cannot possibly.
Uh-huh. I also rolled a 4, so I'll be beating you. Not you. The Serpent of Time that you are
Don't beat
generously
me.
rolling for. Down to a 10.
4 plus 3, 7.
You can't beat a 17, so down to 8.
5 plus 3, 8.
16.
8 plus 3, that's an 11.
Another 15.
What are we at?
6 health
There's
left.
14 stamina on this thing for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. I imagine it would have been like 13 skill, 14 stamina
Yeah.
if we had to fight it straight up.
Yeah. 7 plus 3, 10.
16. Not gonna do it. 2 more rolls.
6 plus 3,
That's
9.
another 6. You.
Okay. 7 plus
and
3, 10.
final roll. Another 18.
Yeah,
So
I just...
that'll be the Serpent of Time defeated on page 4.
Turn to page number 4. After brief rest, you can continue your journey. What kind of a rest? Do we get, like stamina back or something?
Please.
You will have to leave the swamplands soon, for you are now in the shadow of Zanzunu Peaks. Turn to 393. Okay, so that does, I think, confirm that I don't think we sequence broke there. Sorry. Oh, shoot. What page did I just say?
393.
393. Your long trek across the backlands is almost over. Having left the Vishlami swamps, you now stand at the Zanzunu foothills, from where you will climb through Zaman to the fortress of Mampang. But will your arrival be anticipated? How many of the 7 serpents have you either killed or left trapped, unable to warn the Archduke of your mission? How many have you either killed or left trapped? Oh, God. I was worried about this question for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
Because now we have to think about the past 3 weeks.
Yep.
One is trapped in an orb. We do know that. We left.
Who's the one trapped in the orb?
There was one that was left trapped in the orb at the elf lady's house. They didn't get freed. We didn't kill them, but they didn't get freed either, so they were trapped.
Okay.
So that's,
okay.
That's
Do you remember which one that was?
No.
Okay, same. So we've taken out time. We've taken out water and air.
Air.
And
Fire?
there's
No.
the first one we fought, who we killed with a fireball that I can't remember.
Ice? I don't know.
Yeah, one of the meltable ones. And then we left that one trapped. So that takes us to 5 by my count.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think we just
I have to imagine, like, the book will have, like, if we tell them we've defeated all 7 serpents, the book will be like, no, you didn't.
No,
Kyle."
you didn't. 3. All right. I will mark this down. 393 is the big page of us having to choose here. So 342.
Mm-hmm.
Your achievement has been great. Conquering 5 of the Archmage's serpents is a feat worthy of a true champion of Anland. However, the remaining serpents are already flying on ahead to warn their master of your whereabouts and your mission. But your own survival across the backlands has built up your confidence and your stamina. Restore your stamina to its initial level. Oh, and turn to 498.
All the way from 5 to 23. It's like an occultist crit healed you.
Oh my goodness. Wait, 498? This was unexpected.
Yeah, it was.
This was extremely unexpected, and yet it probably shouldn't have been.
Before we started the recording, I remember saying, "Oh, well, we've already taken out 3 of them. There's only 4 more, and we killed 2 of them in the last. We've probably only got like an hour and a bit more recording."
Yeah. So you are relieved once more to step on firm ground. You stand and survey the way onwards. Ahead of you lies the last stage of your quest, the climb up the Zanzunus to the fortress of Mampang. You are now entering what must be Low Zaman. The going is uphill, but the danger should be minimal, as rocky crags of Zaman are inhabited only by birdmen. Soon the fortress should be coming into view. Continue onwards and upwards for several hours until the light begins to fade. As the sun sinks down the Zanzunu skyland, its dying rays light up a sight which you don't remember for the rest of your days. The sunset shadows make your first sighting of the fortress a fearful one. Its tall spires and sharp angles give it a most intimidating look. One thing is certain. Entering the Mampang fortress will undoubtedly be the most perilous stage of your journey. In the next book, the end.
In the Mampang Fortress.
What do they call it? It's the next one is the Crown of Kings.
The Crown of Kings. And, yeah, we will be potentially... I hope we're rewarded for killing 5 and not penalized for not killing 7. I'm scared.
I am starting to feel like those early times when we exclusively went forwards, perhaps there were things on other parts.
Mm-hmm. Well, also,
Definitely
like,
based around the formatting of the previous book as well.
there was a moment with a dragon a serpent, that it feels like maybe if we made a decision there's one that flew away with our pack, or was trying to fly away with our pack or whatever.
Yes. The
So-
fire serpent got caught in a sandstorm trying to fly away with our pack.
So I imagine there's a way we could have navigated that to get one more kill there,
Mm-hmm.
is my guess. But otherwise, I think, hey, 5 is not bad. It said we should be proud of ourselves.
Exactly.
Like-
5's not bad. It's a passing mark. And we got actually, to be fair, I don't think they could send us to the next book without refilling our stamina. Otherwise, it's just like, start the next book and then die.
I'm just going to read. I went back. I was curious what the answer would be if we killed less.
Yep.
So I will read the page of, I just picked one at random, of killing 3 serpents. With 3 serpents defeated, you can justifiably feel satisfied with your valiant attempt to prevent them from warning their master of your arrival. But your effort has not been good enough, and the Archduke will be making plans to welcome you in his own special way. Deduct a skill point. So, like,
Oh.
so
Okay, could have gone pretty bad.
So I think that we did. I think we genuinely, based on the verbiage on that page, I think we did quite well. So I'm pleased. I think that calms some nerves. 338 for if we kill 4. To your credit, you have dispatched 4 of the Archmage's serpents, feat beyond most mortals. So I think that ours is the first one that genuinely sounds like
Positive.
like happy. So
Oh.
I still
out of
think
curiosity.
that, yeah. What's up?
Out of curiosity, I very quickly went and read the 7 serpents one in case it would be like, you can't kill 7 serpents.
Yeah.
No, we could have.
Yeah,
we apparently could have, and it would have been real good for us.
Yeah, no, oh my god, there's a lot of benefits. A lot of benefits to killing them all. We can read through what the benefits would have been, I guess, because it doesn't matter, we're not getting them. You know what, Rabs, why don't you read out what the benefits would be?
You may also increase your skill to 2 points above its initial level, which would have been 11. Your stamina can be restored to its initial level. You may increase your initial luck score by 1 point and then restore your luck to this new level. And also, you start the next adventure on reference 237 instead of reference 1.
Yeah. So, seems like a pretty big deal. But you know what? It also would be baby mode. It'd be
Yeah,
baby
exactly.
mode. Goo goo gaga baby mode book.
Exactly. We might have had access to that, but you know what? If we didn't have the Serpent ring for this book, we wouldn't have a lot of information that will be
That's
relevant next
true.
book. Like, some of the serpents told us about other serpents' weaknesses, but some of them told us there's 4 guards to Mampang. The sorcerer is disguised in Mampang, not to make sure that we respect Nagamente. And that we don't use a blood candle, and that we beware mucilytic breath. Like, all of those seem like they're appropriate to
That's
the
book
next novel.
4 info, yeah. So,
Yeah.
that's huge. I'll take it. 5 serpents and a bunch of meta info. Sounds like a win to me.
Exactly.
A worthy hold for a king.
Yes. Hey, what'd you think of this one?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I will say, I'll reiterate the feeling of the previous book, which is like, I do find myself in positions where I'm like, no, they'll take us to all of the locations related to this kind of thing. Whereas this was designed in a realm, in a time, in a period when you were supposed to be holding the physical book in hand, and you were supposed to fail a couple of times and go back and figure out what the actual like canon in original path would be. That's just a mismatch between like the format of this kind of a book and the format of this kind of a podcast, so I'm not going to compound upon it too much.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the writing. I really enjoyed a lot of the puzzle solving from it as well. The mechanic of getting those additional rumors out of the serpents, and also having to figure out, am I in a conversation with a serpent? Is this one of the situations where I'm going to be able to do it? Like, that was really compelling. I really enjoyed that.
I liked that, and I liked the finding their weaknesses and acting on them.
Yep.
And I also like the fact that it was see how many you can get or leave trapped, and then by the end, it's not you didn't find all the secret words. It's you killed 5. Keep that in mind. Go to the next book. You killed 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
It's not pass fail like the previous one.
yeah. So and maybe that'll end up biting us in the butt because we will really need that +2 skill. But I hope that they don't design it with that in mind. But maybe. But I think this was probably my favorite one. Potentially my favorite one. There were definitely some fun little vignettes in the City Port of Traps one as well, though.
Mhm.
But like, I think I liked the format of the journey of this book probably the best. And I'm a sucker for like, take out these themed individual monsters, and they have their own themed Pokemon style weakness. Yeah, pretty much. So I like it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Curious to see what the next book shall be. I
gotta add to that actually, though. I also think like this like really increased the compelling nature of using the inventory as well.
Yes.
Because like in the end of the previous one, we picked up Green Wig and Silver Ring, right? But like our inventory doubled in size over the course of this adventure, picking up the additional Bone Bracelet, Galehorn, Stone Dust, Chakram, Yellow Powder, Crystal Orb, Sandstick Pouch, Sun Jewel, Rat Spine, and Ring of Green Metal. Like, the amount of things that we are capable of doing now, and also the game knows that it's offered us any magical item. So at some point, it can ask for any of them now, because it knows that we could have any of them.
Yes, it is true. And it's very, very neat. Yeah, I don't know. It really it builds on itself, and like obvious. It's obvious that that's the case, but it just
really feels like we are set up like in. Sure, we didn't get the additional 2 skill from the other one, but we also rolled really well on our skill at the very start anyway.
Yeah,
like it feels like we are ready for the boss fight. Like we have a big inventory of things that are so good that we have to use them.
And we'll see how they go against the Crown of Kings.
Yeah, but hey, I suppose that brings us to the end here. Do you want to say a little thank you to a supporter for the episode?
You know what? I do.
That's nice.
Executive producer of this episode is Jaw. Thank you very much, Jaw, for supporting the podcast over on turntopagecast.patreon.com.gg. It's patreon.com/turntopagecast.
Yes.
Much appreciated, of course, to all of the people that are supporting over there, all of the producers, but the executive producer for this episode in particular, the one who's being honored for their outstanding support of the series, is Joe. Much appreciated, buddy.
Thank you very much. And yes, thank you to everybody supporting. Patreon.com/turntopagecast. If you want to help the podcast in a free way, you can do so by going over to the YouTube channel, subscribing, youtube.com/@turntopagecast. That'd be a very helpful thing right now. Likes, comments, all that stuff over there, very useful, as well as reviews on whatever site you listen to this on. Yeah, that's that. It's gonna do it. Next episode, it's gonna be a doozy. The Crown of Kings. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Adios.